All right. Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And today is day 2 of this Cardi B trial. And in day 2 of testimony with the witnesses, Cardi B takes the stand and she basically gives her account of things. Now, if you guys are not familiar with this lawsuit, basically Cardi B went to her OBGYN when she was pregnant with her first child. Now, when she went to this OBGYN, there was a security guard that worked in the building. They got into a little bit of a tussle. The security guard alleges that Cardi B stuck her hand in her face and she did a little, you better, this 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The lady says that the fingernail was 3 inches and it broke the skin, causing her to need plastic surgery and a $36,000 bill after the fact. Now, she took Cardi B to court and she testified yesterday. Now, yesterday it was some inconsistencies where she said that she took a picture, then she didn't take a picture. She no longer had the phone or the image or access to her email, and she didn't know certain things. And Cardi B's attorney was able to catch her up on a few things that she was saying that seemed a little inconsistent. Now, when she described basically their altercation and how Cardi B told her, quit following me and, calling her all of these names and things like that, I believe that. Now, to the extent of her injury, as far as like if it required medical plastic surgery, that's where it started to get in a gray area. Now, Cardi B took the stand, and I've seen some of her testimony, and some of Cardi B's testimony, it felt kind of like an SNL skit. It felt like she was auditioning for a comedy law drama or something, and I guess that was her attempt at showing her personality. A lot of the people in Barty Gang or a lot of her fan base, they were just in awe of her jokes and they thought it was so hilarious. I was kind of looking at the chat when I was like skimming through some of the testimony. And to me, I'm like, is this an SNL skit? Because I don't get the joke. Like, I don't get like what's so funny. So we're going to go over some of the testimony here. So let me just give you a quick disclaimer. I am neither team Nicki nor Cardi, okay? I do not care neither way. Now, if you give either one criticism, people automatically think that you're standing the other one. It's neither for me, okay? I'm not a fan of any celebrity to where I idol worship them and I can't tell the truth, okay? I think she makes good music. I think Nicki makes good music. They have hit and misses here and there. And then they do stuff that I don't really fancy all the way. So with that being said, this is not going to be Team Cardi Bootlick Idol Worship live stream. I'm going to call it like I see it. If there is a witness on the stand and the witness says something that I feel like is contradictory, if I feel like it seems a little jank, I'm gonna call it out. If Cardi B does something that I feel like is making a mockery of the court, I'm gonna call it out, okay? I'm going to call out the facts of the case like I see it on any other case that I view. All right, a lot of people, when you keep it real about what you see and what you think, they think that you're a hater just because you're not bootlicking and, idol worshiping. This isn't an idol worship celebrity channel. This ain't that. So without further ado, with that being said, and we're going to get into it. So the grandmother testified of the woman suing Cardi. The mother of the woman suing Cardi testified. The plastic surgeon that performed the surgery on the lady suing Cardi B also testified. Let's look at the surgeon's testimony first, and then we'll go to Cardi, and then I'll go to everybody else. All right. So I'm taking them out of order a little bit. So the surgeon is next up in order, and then I'm going to go Cardi B, and then I'm going to go everybody else. All right. So without further ado, let's hear what the surgeon has to say, because I feel like it's important to hear his receipts, what he says, and then hear Cardi's side and then hear everybody else that was after the fact, if that makes sense. Now, if you're watching this at home and you want to speed things up, to like make the playback a little faster, and you're not watching this live, you're watching this on the playback, speed me up a little bit. I'm not a fast talker. I talk, at my speed. I'm just chilling. All right. All the housekeeping out the way. Let's get into it. All right. So this is the girl suing Cardi.
Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give and the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Certainly. Brent, B-R-E-N-T, Mulliken, M-O-E-L-L-E-K-E-N, M-D-F-A-C-S.
Great. Thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch and stop.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Thank you all for coming back. Good morning, Dr. Maliki.
Good morning.
Were you the treating doctor for Imani Ellis, who's sitting to my right here today?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you treat her for?
She had a scar on her left cheek.
Understand. Okay. And what is your current occupation?
I'm a plastic and reconstructive surgeon.
Are you board certified?
Yes.
For how many years have you been a plastic and reconstructive surgeon?
Since 1995.
It's about 30 years?
Yes.
Okay. And early on in your...
Somebody in the chat said, "What's the weather?" It has been like 100 degrees out here. The last few days, the last week, it has been like 100 degrees, 105 degrees. I think today was like 90 degrees. It's been extremely hot recently. All right. But without further ado, let's get back to the testimony. This is the surgeon that worked on the plaintiff.
I'll strike that. Where did you go to undergraduate school?
To Purdue University for 2 years.
And where did you go to medical school?
At Yale Medical School.
And you did some work at Harvard as well?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So I finished undergraduate in 2 years, and then I took a position at Harvard University. It was a graduate position in literature, German and English literature. So that was for 1 year. And then I went off to medical school at Yale.
And you're also a clinical associate professor at UCLA?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yes. So I've been, since 1995, I've been affiliated with UCLA. That means I'm a clinical professor there. So you teach the residents who are learning plastic surgery, and you teach the medical students at UCLA.
Okay. And we asked you to be here as an expert witness, correct?
Yes.
And a treating doctor?
Yes.
Okay. And in cases where you serve as a treating doctor, in cases that are litigated, you then can serve also as an expert witness?
Yes.
Okay. And what does an expert witness do exactly?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not 100% sure at the different designations. There's a treating doctor, an expert, a retained expert, a non-retained expert, so that's way above my pay grade.
Understood. Okay. In this case, were you forced to cancel patients so that you could appear here in court today?
Yes.
Okay. And you left your home at 7:30 a.m. to get here at 8:30?
A little earlier.
Okay. And you anticipate to be here at least till 11 a.m. or 12 noon?
Yes.
Okay. And did you cancel all of your patients for today?
Yes.
Okay. And in order to be here, how much money have you lost in income?
Objection. Irrelevant. Thanks.
So I would estimate 20 to 30,000 in the procedures we would have performed, the patients we would have seen and scheduled.
And the reason you did that is because you want to help your patient, correct?
Yes.
And in order to be able to offset some of the loss, you're charging $2,000 an hour to be here as an expert witness?
That's correct.
Ooh-wee. Child, listen. Oh, girl got a bill of $36,000. I think the $36,000 was from the psychiatrist. She got the bill from plastic surgery. And then she got this bill, $2,000 an hour if the case don't go her way. Now, if they hold Cardi B liable, then Cardi B's on the hook for all of this stuff. If the girl loses, whew, sure. You know, when you sue people, especially people who have high-powered attorneys who are rich and stuff like that, it's like going to the casino. You gambling. You're really gambling because you have a person that's a celebrity. They have music on the radio. Some of the people in the jury pool, most of them are career people, and they're probably not your typical idol worship person that floods these celebrities, you know, but they are enamored somewhat, so some of them, with celebrities. So you have those things stacked against you just from that. But then you have people who, this is LA, right? This is going on in LA. Now, a lot of other towns, they don't really see a lot of celebrities. Out here in California, seeing a celebrity is not really something that most people who live out here haven't done. So you have the people who are still enamored by celebrities, and then you have the people who don't like celebrities, who feel like, you know, they're snobs or they think that they can get away with anything. You know, you have two sides of the spectrum. So when you say, hey, I want to sue this person, and you, from my opinion, don't have solid slam dunk concrete evidence. Now, not saying that she's going to lose and not saying Cardi's going to lose, but, you know, you're really taking a gamble at that point. Let's continue.
And when you serve as an expert witness, you tend to serve as an expert more for the plaintiff, more for the defense, or is there some percentage that you could tell us?
It's roughly 50-50. So I'm retained by defense firms and by plaintiff firms equally.
Okay. Is it your understanding that in this case, the defense chose not to designate an expert? Is that your understanding?
Objection calls for hearsay, lacks foundation.
Do you know of any other plastic surgeon that's rendered any opinion in this case besides
Objection, lacks
yourself?
foundation.
Have you seen any medical reports or any type of documentation from a different plastic surgeon
No.
related to this case?
No.
When you serve as an expert witness, isn't it true that usually there's an opposing expert on the other side who would then argue with your opinion?
Objection, lacks foundation, irrelevant. 372.
Much move on, counsel.
Did you review 85 pages of medical records of Imani Ellis prior to testifying today?
Yes.
And if you were to look at your exhibit book that's in front of you, the one on your right, if you can go to exhibit 1-004.
Yes.
At the bottom corner, it will say Exhibit 1-001, and then 2, 3, and 4.
I think the exhibits are over here.
May I approach, Your Honor? Come in.
Yes. Yeah, so it's actually the same side.
All right, so I'm going to speed this part up just a little bit.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
Do you see a list of Imani Ellis's medical records and bills?
Yes.
And you reviewed all the records and bills?
Briefly, yes.
And for your treatment in your office, did you charge Miss Imani Ellis $6,500?
Yes.
Okay. And surgery center, $11,000?
Yes.
Why do you charge these amounts for the treatment that you gave for Imani Ellis?
Well, her procedures were performed in an operating room, so we have the operating room staff and sterility, and it's done in a JCO, meaning Joint Commission, approved surgery center.
Could you have done this outside the surgery center?
You could have done it, but it wouldn't have been as sterile.
And would you follow that type of practice?
I don't do that. So, practice.
All right. And in your review of the medical records, did you
Did he say 6,000 for something and then 11,000 for something? So she got 16, what is that? 17,000 plus 36,000 plus.
you also see that Imani Ellis treated with 2 psychologists?
Yes.
And you reviewed all those records and bills?
Briefly, yes.
If we can just go to Exhibit 9, which is your CV. I just wanted to go over your CV a little bit. Your CV is 22 pages long, including your rate sheet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that Exhibit 9 be admitted into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
Go ahead. All right, so
This is the first page of your CV, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and this explains all of your. You have 2 different offices.
I do.
Why do you have 2 offices?
There's one in Beverly Hills and one in Santa Barbara. So,
Okay. And if you look through your CV, for example, on page 3, professional organizations, are there any that would be important for this case that you feel the jury should know about?
well, I became board certified in general surgery and trauma surgery before doing my training in plastic surgery. So I then became board certified in plastic and reconstructive surgery. And I've done 2 additional fellowships, one in aesthetic surgery and one in microsurgery. So that's 10 years of residency after 4 years of medical school.
Okay. And on page 4, you have hospital affiliations. Can you tell us your affiliations with these 2 hospitals?
Yes, so I'm currently an attending at UCLA Medical Center, and previously I was an attending at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, but I gave up those privileges, and now I'm exclusively at UCLA.
Then on page 5, you have some other information, such as being a super doctor. What is a super doctor?
Well, a super doctor is 5% of the doctors in a community are chosen by their peers. So I've been a super doctor for 15 years, and on various committees with the Blue Ribbon Committee. So I'm proud of those awards.
Do you do any charity work?
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about your charity work?
Enrollment, 252.
Is there anything else about your education that you would like to add?
Well, I'm in clinical practice, so I'm a practicing plastic and reconstructive surgeon, but I teach at UCLA. So I'm a clinical professor at UCLA. So that means just a teaching position.
Okay. You teach other medical residents?
Yes, medical residents, medical students, and usually plastic surgery residents. So they've completed their training in their last few years of training. So those are the doctors that I spend most time with.
Now I want to go to this case and ask you some more information about this case. Do you remember seeing this patient, Imani Ellis, in your practice?
Yes.
Okay. And when she came to your office for medical treatment, did she provide a history to you?
Yes.
Did you use the history in your treatment and diagnosis of the patient?
Yes.
And what was the history that she gave you?
Well, she mentioned that she had been the left side of her face had been injured by fingernail scratches.
Okay.
So that was the basic salient history. And then I looked at her and looked at her wound, and so in order to determine what I need to do to help her out, I had to diagnose her problem. So I wanted to see if there was hypersensitivity in the wound. Hypersensitivity means, for example, if you have a splinter underneath your skin, it may not show much, but you can feel the splinter under your skin because it's hypersensitive. So I noticed that she had a focus of hypersensitivity on her face. Now when I examined for that, I touched many areas and see if the patient's pain symptoms are always the same. In other words, if they always come from the same area. So that's how I made my diagnosis of her scar, the visible aspects of it and the hypersensitivity aspects of it.
All right, if you can go to Exhibit 4, the grave, I mean the one you have in your hand.
Okay.
The white one.
Right. To what number, sir?
4.
Oh, 4.
In your medical evaluation of the patient, you saw her for the first time on November 4th, 2022.
Yes.
Were you advised by Imani Ellis or anyone else that Miss Ellis was seen by a different plastic surgeon before you?
Objection, calls for hearsay. Black's Foundation.
If you go to Exhibit 4-009, at the bottom, can you read for us what it says in handwriting?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that Miss Imani Ellis saw a Dr. Scher before you?
Objection, hearsay.
Is it important to you when treating a patient if they've seen any prior doctors?
Objection, relevant Black's Foundation.
No, it's very important if they've done treatment. If they've done treatment, then I need to know what treatment they did.
Okay. So in order to do your work with this patient, Imani Ellis, you would need to know if any other doctor, such as a plastic surgeon, did any other work on Imani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And when you asked Miss Imani Ellis if she got treatment, did she tell you she saw a different doctor, Dr. John Scher?
Objection, hearsay.
Do you know the Dr. Scher? Do you know him?
No.
Are you aware that Dr. Scher has passed away?
Objection, Black's Foundation. Calls for speculation.
Overruled.
That's what I've been told. I didn't verify.
Hearsay.
Denied.
For a patient such as Imani Ellis, the kind of injury that she sustained, is it true that if Imani Ellis had came to you within a couple of months after the incident, that you would advise Imani Ellis to wait 1 to 2 years to determine if this cut would become a scar?
Black's Foundation.
Is that the proper course?
Okay.
For a patient like Imani Ellis who sustained a cut, how long should she wait before getting plastic
So,
surgery?
counsel, why don't you establish that there are different treatments? What type of cut it was, how deep the cut was, whether it was likely to scar, what he knows about the scar. Establish some foundation before you ask him opinions.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Can you describe for us the scar that Imani Ellis had when you examined her on November 4th of 2022 for the first time?
Yes. She had vertically oriented, in other words, up and down scars. There were actually 2 of them, but one was more prominent.
Let me know if I need to slow it down. To me, this helps get through the testimony a little bit faster because they're talking kind of slow. So I sped it up to 1.5 speed. I can go 1.25 or I can go normal speed. But to me, 1.5 seems like a sweet spot. And I can hear them and I can understand. But if you can't understand or you're falling behind, let me know.
And it was hyperpigmented and it was hypersensitive.
And isn't it true that it would take at least 1 year before the scar formed?
Objection, Black's Foundation. Calls for speculation.
Overruled.
No, scars can form quickly. Sometimes it takes a long time for them to form.
Do you believe it was correct for Imani Ellis to wait before obtaining the medical treatment that she received in your office?
Objection, Black's Foundation. Calls for speculation.
It's the same.
And the type of medical treatment that you performed, isn't it true that during the pandemic, which started in April of 2022, for at least several months and years, there was limited availability for patients to receive plastic surgery?
That's very true.
And your office was shut down for several months at least?
Well, I perform a lot of reconstructive surgery and emergency surgery, so my office was never shut down.
But if a patient needed to receive the type of treatment like Imani Ellis received, and they contacted you in May of 2020, during the pandemic, you would not be able to work on them, or you probably would tell them to wait, correct?
Objection, compound. Calls for speculation. Black's Foundation.
It's the same.
Isn't it true that a scar, such as Imani Ellis's, when she came to you in 2022, the scar would basically never have gone away unless you performed some type of medical treatment, correct?
Objection, leading. Calls for speculation. Black's Foundation.
It's the same.
Can you tell us in your, on 4-001 in the HPI, can you read the four lines there, please, from your report?
In the which line, I'm sorry?
It's hearsay, counsel. Why don't you move on?
When you treated Miss Imani Ellis, did she tell you that she was assaulted and battered by Cardi B?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes.
Did she explain to you that Cardi B placed her long fingernails with sharp objects in her face?
That's what you told me, yes.
Did she state to you that her face was red and hot after the incident?
Yes.
And can you tell us, when you personally examined Imani Ellis, did you see 3 lines on her face on the left side of her cheek?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Yes.
What is the significance of the 3 lines?
Well, it's typical for a fingernail injury when you have parallel lines going from the top to the bottom. So that's vertically oriented, so up and down rather than horizontally. So typically that's how fingernail injuries manifest.
Is it your expert opinion that Imani Ellis sustained an injury to her left cheek from fingernails?
Objection, meeting.
I'm sorry?
It's the same. It's the same.
Oh.
All right, can you tell us, please, how many times you saw Imani Ellis for medical treatment?
I believe 3 total.
Can you just please go through the treatment that you gave her from the beginning to the end?
Yes. So there was an initial examination, and then I performed 2 procedures on her. So those were done in the operating room, and I did what's called medical microneedling, which is a procedure where you place local anesthesia underneath the skin to numb the skin, and then you do deep microneedling at a depth of approximately 2 millimeters. It does cause the patient to bleed, but the bleeding is very small because the needles are very small. So then we apply various creams to prevent infection, and then we see the patient back in approximately 4 to 6 weeks. So after that period of time, she returned. We had noticed some improvement in the hypersensitivity and some improvement in the hyperpigmentation. So I basically performed an identical procedure, also under local anesthesia. And after that, I believe I did not see her again. We may have Zoomed, but I can't recall exactly.
Do you believe that your patient benefited from the medical treatment she received from you?
Yes.
And you're familiar with the billing procedures and charges from your office and other medical providers, such as plastic surgeons and surgery centers and the like?
Yes.
Is it part of your practice to review the medical bills for your office and other types of medical providers?
Well, it's a part of my...
I'm sorry.
Objection, compound, and hearsay.
Okay.
That's the one part.
So it's my function as a medical director of a surgery center, which I've been for 25 years, to know the fees that are charged at the various institutions like UCLA or Cedar or in similar institutions in the community.
And when you examined Imani Ellis on November 4th of 2022, you performed an examination, you wrote a 4-page report, you reviewed medical records and medical bills, you spoke with the patient for how long approximately?
Well, we maybe spent 45 minutes total with her, but that includes the assistant going in asking the questions, and then she transcribes it to an iPad, and then I go in the room, I do the examination, I record the results of my examination, and then correct anything on the iPad that I want to add to.
And to write the report of 4 pages, review all the medical records, review all the documents, see the patient, everything. That one day on November 4th of 22, you charged $1,500, is that correct?
That's correct.
And if you were to make that same examination, go through all those steps today, you would actually be charging $2,500, correct?
Objection, reading.
You can.
That's correct.
The fee has gone up because of inflation and the cost of medical care? Objection, reading. You can.
Yeah, that's what it costs. So you have to.
All right. And the medical procedures that you did on February 20th of 23 and March 20th of 23, the 2 procedures, each one you charge $2,500, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the same procedures today, what would you charge?
Well, it would be approximately $6,500. If you notice in my initial report, that's the amount I quoted, but for some reason it was billed at $2,500. So that was an error, but.
All right, so this incident happened in 2018, and what he's saying is he performed these plastic surgery things on her in 2023.
It is what it is.
So then, in fact, the $2,500 charge should have been $6,500?
Correct.
Twice.
That's what it costs to perform surgery, in a surgery center.
And approximately how long does it take from the time the patient comes into the office, gets prepared for surgery, and is sent home for each of the 2 surgical procedures you did?
Well, approximately 2 to 3 hours.
And the surgery center has to be booked for a certain period of time?
Yes.
And you got to prepare it, do the procedure, clean it, make sure it's good. How long does all that take? How much time do you book the surgery center for Ms. Imani Ellis?
Well, the 2 to 3 hours would not include the technicians, the surgical tech preparing the equipment or the cleanup. That would just be the 2 or 3 hours would be the time from the time the patient arrives, fills out the paperwork, the consents are given. We again talk about the risks and benefits of the procedure. We put on topical anesthesia. We let that work. We take them to the operating room. We put on, we induce local anesthesia with injections. We do the procedure. We watch her postoperatively to make sure she doesn't have any allergic reactions or trouble with her skin. and then we make sure she's dressed properly, has post-operative instructions, and then she's discharged.
And there's obviously different types of skin that you deal with in your practice, correct?
Yes.
There's lighter skin, darker skin, rough skin, soft skin. Can you just tell us a little bit of the difference in procedures that you would do to the different types of skin?
Yes, so there's a grading scheme from 1 to 5, and 1 would be a patient with very delicate skin, for example, a redhead, who might have very delicate skin and would not tan at all, it would just burn. So that would be Fitzpatrick 1. And then Fitzpatrick 3 might be Asian patients, Hispanic patients, patients of mixed race, and then up to Fitzpatrick 5, which would be black skin. So depending on the coloration of the skin, that determines what lasers you can use, what procedures you can use in a safe manner.
Okay, and what on that scale, what is Imani Ellis?
5.
5, okay.
All right. So someone in the chat wanted to know what this trial is about. Now, if you're just now tuning in and you're not sure what the trial is about, let me give you guys a quick breakdown from Google. So this is a quick breakdown of Google. Ellis is the girl that's suing Cardi, and the allegation is as follows. Ellis claims that in 2018, Cardi B assaulted and battered her while the rapper was at an OBGYN office. She alleges Cardi B hit, spit on her, and caused injuries that required plastic surgery. Cardi B's defense: the rapper denies the allegations with her legal team, arguing that Ellis was the aggressor and attempted to record her without her consent. So basically, at the doctor's office, Cardi B was set to do a doctor's office at the OBGYN. The girl worked in Beverly Hills. So basically, it's these big office buildings where there's multiple different businesses in a building. So the girl was the security guard of the building, not specifically the security guard of the doctor's office. She was just the security guard of the overall building, and it had like businesses on different floors. So Cardi B comes in. She goes and it's a Saturday. She goes to see the OBGYN. She was pregnant with her first child at that time. I believe she was like 4 months pregnant. Now, on testimony, she's claiming that up until this point, she didn't know she was pregnant. She was trying to find out she was pregnant, but she was 4 months pregnant. And it's like, girl, at 4 months, you know. But that's neither here nor there. That's not up for, discussion as far as finding out if this altercation happened or didn't happen. That just was something that just popped in my head right now. But anyways, so Cardi B was trying to find out if she was pregnant. She was about 4 months at the time, and she had not yet disclosed to anybody that she was pregnant and things like that. She says that the security guard started to secretly record her, and then that's where they had this confrontation of her telling the girl like not to record her, and then it turned into this whole big old thing. And she said Cardi B put her hand in her face and she broke her skin, causing her to have plastic surgery. So that's basically what this case is about. The guy that is on the stand right now, he is the plastic surgeon that performed plastic surgery on the girl that's suing Cardi B. And they're basically asking him about his practice, his procedure, how he's a professional. They're asking him basically, what determined it, what made it necessary for him to perform surgery on Imani, and so on and so forth. So there's that. All right, now let's continue.
Is there a difference, for example, if you take photographs of a patient with 5 on the Fitzpatrick scale, if you take photographs of their skin versus someone with a 1?
Yes, in general, in black patients, the lesions are less visible just because of the coloration.
And when you examined Imani Ellis for the first time on November 4th of 22, did you, with your own eyes and your equipment, you saw the scars, correct?
Yes.
And how many scars did you see?
Well, I saw one main one. That's the one I recorded. But I saw other things that were, differences in the skin, differences in the pores, an adjacent straight mark. I saw those things as well. But the main thing was that there was one main scar. That was the hypersensitive one.
Okay. Is it your expert opinion that Imani Ellis sustained injuries to her left cheek from fingernail?
Objection lacks foundation. Calls for speculation.
What is your opinion as to where Imani Ellis obtained the scar on her left cheek?
Well, the most likely.
Ambiguous.
What was the size of the scar? Did you measure it?
Yes, it was approximately 2 centimeters that I noted. That was the main scar.
Can you tell us approximately how long is 2 centimeters in inches?
Yes, so an inch is 2.5 centimeters, so it's a little less than an inch.
Two centimeters is approximately 1 inch, or a little less?
2.5
2.5 centimeters is 1 inch.
is about an inch. Yeah.
Why was it? Why was hypersensitivity important in this case?
Well, hypersensitivity is a very unpleasant sensation, and it's often associated with scars. So my job is not just to make the scar look better, but it is to reduce the hypersensitivity. That's in some respects the most important thing, is to reduce the hypersensitivity in the scar.
And when you examined the scar earlier, you testified that you were of the opinion that the scar came about from from fingernail. Is that correct?
Objection leading. Ms. Garcos is objecting.
What is your expert opinion as to where the scar came from on Imani Ellis's left cheek?
Well, based on the direction of the scars, based on the fact that there were 2 to 3 scars that were parallel and they were vertically oriented, in other words, up to down, based on the fact that the central scar was the deepest, based on the fact that the central scar started the highest. This is a pattern that is most closely associated with fingernails because the middle finger is longer than the index finger and the ring finger. So when the fingers are drawn down, the middle finger causes the deepest scrape, and the other scars cause a lesser deep scar. And they also begin later than the middle finger, because the middle finger being longest, it grips the skin first, so it's the highest. The central scar is the highest. And the fact that they're parallel is highly suggestive of a fingernail injury.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And what does it mean for the jury, if you could explain, what does medical certainty mean when an expert makes that type of
51% or more. It's the most likely explanation. There are other explanations, but this is the most likely explanation.
And in order to formulate your opinion, you reviewed medical records, correct?
Well, I did. That wasn't as important as the physical.
No, of course, I was going to go through a laundry list of what we did, but why don't you just tell me, what did you do to formulate your expert opinion?
The number one thing I did was examine the patient. That's the number one thing. So I noticed where the scar was. I noticed what symptoms she was having. And that alone, sure, the medical records are helpful. You always review them just in case there's something that might be important if you're doing surgery on somebody later. But the physical exam is the most important thing. That tells you what you need to do with the patient.
In how many cases over the last 30 years, and how many patients have you treated for assault and battery type of incident?
Many hundreds.
And is there an emotional component that goes along with this type of injury?
Objection. Outside the scope of his designation, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
In your medical report under social history, you state post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, headaches. Is there any reason why you wrote that?
Well, that's information that the patient gave us. It's not a diagnosis I made. It's the information that the patient gave us.
And future prognosis, it says I would anticipate a 50% improvement in the scar. Was that, did the treatment you provide produce a 50% or more improvement?
I believe it did.
Was your patient happy with the medical treatment that she received?
Objection. Calls for speculation. Lacks foundation.
You can answer.
Oh, I can answer. Well, she expressed satisfaction with her procedure to me. I've been very upfront with her that her likely outcome was that the scar would be better, but not gone.
I just want to ask you a few more questions about the medical bills. Your medical evaluation charge of $1,500 on November 4th of 2022. You reviewed that bill, correct?
Yes.
Do you believe that the medical treatments on November 4th of 2022 in your office were reasonable and medically necessary?
Yes.
Do you believe that the medical treatments in your office on November 4th of 2022 were related to this incident of February 24th of 2018?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation, outside the scope of this designation.
All right, so far he's cooperating, the lady that's suing Cardi B, but
Now,
he is
aside
her
from your
plastic surgeon.
$1,500 charge and your $2,500 charge times 2 for a total of $5,000, there was also a surgery center charge from Neo Surgery Center, is that correct?
Yes.
And you reviewed those bills from Neo Surgery Center?
Yes.
Okay. And you told us a little bit about your background. Are the charges of $5,500 for each time you treated Imani Ellis in the surgery center, are those reasonable
Yes.
and medically necessary?
Yes.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And are the treatments at Neo Surgery Center related to this incident of 2/24/18?
Yes. I
Objection,
believe so.
again, outside the scope of this designation. Thank you.
Okay. And just so there's clarity on the other 3 bills, the $1,500 one and the $5,000 for 2 procedures, you testified that those were reasonable and medically necessary, correct?
Yes.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
Do you believe Miss Imani Ellis could benefit from any future type of plastic surgery?
Objection, calls for speculation, argument as well.
Do you have an opinion as to whether Miss Imani Ellis needs any future medical care in your office?
Same objection, lacks foundation.
Establish foundation.
In reviewing all the records and bills from the past that you've seen, and diagnosing the patient and seeing the patient, do you have any opinion as to whether Miss Imani Ellis needs future medical care?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Do you plan to provide Miss Imani Ellis any future medical treatment?
Objection, speculation, lacks foundation.
Open. You can answer.
Not currently, but I'd be happy to do it if she asked me to.
What would you be happy to do if she asked you?
Probably more medical microneedling.
I'll sustain the question. Please don't with the response.
Can you tell us a little bit about what future medical care you would want to provide to this patient?
Objection, lacks foundation.
So the established foundation that there's any basis for him to form an opinion that she needs any future care.
Is there any basis for you to form an opinion that you need future medical care?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Overruled.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that, please?
She still has scarring.
And what could she get? What could she benefit from?
She could
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Open.
she could benefit from some more medical microneedling.
How many more treatments?
Objection, calls for speculation. Lacks foundation.
Assisting.
If she received one more procedure, what would the cost be for the entire process, which would include your charges and the surgery center charges?
Objection, lacks foundation.
Well, it would be approximately $6,500 for the professional fee and then $9,500 for the surgery center fee.
So does that mean that the surgery center cost has also gone up recently?
Yes,
So is that approximately $15,000?
approximately.
And how much better do you believe the scar would be if she received that treatment you just told us about?
Objection, lacks foundation. Calls for speculation.
Assisting.
Do you have an opinion as to what benefit the treatment would give Miss Imani Ellis if she had one more microneedling procedure in your office?
Objection, lacks foundation.
Overruled.
I would estimate she would have an additional 15 to 20% improvement.
Is there any way to get to as close as you can to 100%?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Assisting.
Do you have an opinion of how Miss Imani Ellis can make her scar better than just 15 to 20%?
Well, she will never.
Assisting. Again, it's establishing foundation. This is the answer.
Do you have an opinion as to what type of, do you have an opinion as to the percentage of improvement that Miss Imani Ellis can have if she has more than just one procedure in your office?
Objection, lacks foundation.
Overruled.
I can't say. It would take another treatment to determine that. If she had no further benefit, then that would be the end of the treatment. If she had further benefit, then that would justify more treatment.
And then I want to ask you a little bit more about medical treatment on a lien basis. Can you tell us what percentage of your practice do you treat patients on a lien basis?
A very small percentage.
Is it less than 10%?
Probably, yes. I don't know the exact number, but probably, yes.
Most of your patients pay out of pocket themselves, either they pay cash or credit card, correct?
Yes, they pay, cash, or I have charity, so they pay nothing.
When you treat a patient on a lien basis, does that mean, when a patient treats on a lien basis, isn't it true that the lien is created simply for your added protection? Does Miss Imani Ellis owe you in your medical practice $17,500?
Yes.
And no matter what the outcome is of this case, she still owes you that money.
That's correct.
And you've agreed to wait until this case is resolved before pursuing your medical bill?
Yes.
Is that common practice when you treat patients on a lien basis?
Yes.
And medical, isn't it true that all types of different medical providers treat patients on a lien basis? Have you seen other types of medical doctors treat patients on a lien basis?
Yes.
And you've seen surgery centers do that?
Yes.
Pain management doctors?
Yes.
Chiropractors?
Yes.
Dentists?
I've seen all types of doctors perform surgeries on a lien. Yes.
If you can go to exhibit number 5, please.
So, like I said, her bill with him is $17,000. Her bill with the psychiatrist was $36,000. He's being billed $2,000 an hour. Now, if this goes her way, the girl that's suing Cardi pays. If not, like the lawyer just said, she'd be stuck with the bill.
Are you there now?
I am, yes.
Do you see a report from a Dr. Norman for treatment on July 23 of 25?
Yes.
Did you review this report and bill?
I did.
Y'all said, you said, Neek, why you so bored? I probably shouldn't have went live so late. I had a full day, child, trying to go to that hearing with Emmanuel Harrell, and then being up early, taking my daughter to school, changing my hairstyle last night. I got off live with y'all last night. I took that weave out, took the braids down. I did my hair this morning in this style. Child, I'm a little tired. So I'm not bored. I'm interested in the details, okay? I'm interested to hear all of the details. I'm listening to all of the details. I am, everything is loading. It's just, I'm just a little tired, but we getting through it.
Is this the most recent medical visit that Imani Ellis received to your knowledge?
I'm sorry?
Is this treatment at Dr. Norman's office the most recent medical treatment that you're aware of?
Objection, Your Honor, this is an excluded document.
It has not been excluded.
And to Black's Foundation.
So you're asking him if he knows whether she saw another doctor after this visit?
In reviewing,
How would he know that?
in reviewing the medical records and bills, 85 pages, I want to establish that this is the last medical visit that the plaintiff has received.
How does he know that?
By reviewing medical records. Your Honor.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Isn't it true that after July of 23 of 25, there are no further medical records that you've reviewed?
I don't know.
Did you take photographs of the patient when she first came in on November 4th of 22?
Well, I don't take the photographs, but my staff does.
In reviewing your medical records and bills and reports, did you confirm that Ms. Imani Ellis had photographs taken in your office when she came in on November 4th of 22?
Yes.
And each time she came back, for example, on February 20th of 23 and March 20th of 23, you also took photographs, right?
Yes.
And because she's a grade 5 as far as the coloration of her skin, the photographs don't do much justice, meaning they don't really show much, correct?
Objection, leading Black's Foundation.
Isn't it true that when you saw Imani Ellis on those 3 occasions, you could see the scar a lot better than in photographs?
Objection, leading.
Actually, if in a detailed photograph, you see it very well. So I remember during the deposition, the defense attorney showed me a very detailed picture, and you could see everything.
He He like, please save it. The scar was there. We got photos of the scar. And when you see the details, you see them little fingernail scratches as well. He said, clock that T. Now, somebody in the comments gonna say, Nick, you glowing. Are you expecting? Listen. I feel like when y'all be saying, Nick, you glowing, I'm like, are y'all trying to call me fat? Because whenever people say somebody glowing, they normally be having like fat, like, you know, like that pregnancy look because they looking all plump. You know what I'm saying? I be having to try to figure out, are you trying to say I look fat or what? No, just kidding. I'll take your compliment. I thank you. But no, I'm not expecting. The baby factory is closed. Okay? There will be no babies coming out of me ever.
If you can go to Exhibit 6 in your exhibit book.
Okay.
There's a total of 12 photographs, correct?
Thank you.
Yes.
And these are the photographs that you took in your medical office?
Well, these are so low-resolution copies of the photographs. Yes.
And it's hard to see the scar in these photographs, right?
Well, you can still see it, but you don't see detail.
Is it common practice to take photographs of their patients when they come in before they do procedures?
Yes.
Why is that important?
Well, to document what their current status is, and also to document any improvement. And because memory is fallible, so if you have a photograph, I don't always operate on patients right away. Sometimes it's months later, and then I like to have an accurate photograph.
Thank y'all.
Your Honor, if I may show the doctor some of these photographs in Exhibit 6 on the Elmo.
I don't know that there's any foundation to those are the photographs that you took.
I can ask you, Your Honor, for that. Will counsel stipulate to the photographs?
Why don't we not propose stipulations in front of the jury?
All right, so these are the pictures. Now, these pictures come, what is that, 5 years later? So, let's see.
Can you look at the blue exhibit book in front of you?
Yeah.
Defendant Exhibit 228.
Okay.
Request to publish, Your Honor.
I don't know that he's identified. Do you know if
If you look at this photograph, the color, is this a better photograph of Imani Ellis' scar?
Yes.
And this is a photograph that was taken in your office on November 4th of 22 by your office staff, correct?
Yes.
And you maintain your photographs in your office as part of your business records?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm requesting to show the witness Exhibit 228 on the Elmo so he can confirm details about this photograph. Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Right?
I'm going to use a pen, and if you can tell me where on her face you see the scar.
Counsel, there's a pointer there. If you would just want him to get down, you can
Sure.
pointer on the screen.
There's a pointer there behind you, and if you could just show us where the scar is located.
All right, let's see. So this is a terrible picture. It's sort of one. Oh, there you go. That's better. No, it's not good. Okay, there's the main scar here, and this entire area here shows differences in the skin, sort of a general area that's very different from the rest of the skin. And there's a little linear mark here, and there's another one over here. So those are the three marks that I was talking about. This is the main scar down the center, and this is another mark to the side. Here's another mark on this side. So those are the scars, and this is the whole area that's affected. So it has a little bit different. The pores are a different size, and they're a little washed out and a little, they've lost some of the normal undulations of skin, which are called bead pegs. But that happens often with scar.
Okay. And if we look at this this photograph, can you tell that in the photograph Imani Ellis was wearing some makeup?
It appears she is, yes. She has lipstick, and then it appears she's wearing something.
Thank you. And if on the Fitzpatrick scale she was a 1, would the scar be much more visible than it is in this photograph?
Objection, cultural speculation, on foundation.
In your medical opinion, did this type of injury cause Ms. Ellis to suffer pain or discomfort?
Objection. Last foundation. On designation.
Did Ms. Imani Ellis advise you in your examination of the patient that she suffered pain from this injury?
Objection. Hearsay.
Yes.
And if you could just tell us again a little bit about the hypersensitivity, is that associated with any pain?
Yes, it's a dysesthesia, meaning an abnormal sensation that's unpleasant. The dysesthesia.
The procedure that you did it take the hypersensitivity away to your knowledge?
It reduced it. It did not take it away.
Do you know approximately by what percentage?
Objection. Last foundation. System hearsay.
When you say it reduced it, that's your expert opinion, correct?
Objection. Leading. Last foundation. Calls for speculation. And it's hearsay.
System.
And then I just want to ask you a little bit more about whether the type of injury from fingernails would cause a break in the skin or cause there to be blood. Do you have an opinion about that?
Objection. Last foundation. Calls for speculation.
System.
Would you have expected Imani Ellis, in the type of injury that you see here, to have suffered any blood loss?
Objection. Calls for speculation. Last foundation.
And patients in Fitzpatrick 5, do they have more of a tendency to do their scars become keloids?
Objection. Last foundation.
What's your foundation?
Do you have experience with keloids?
Yes.
What is a keloid?
The keloid is an overgrowth of scar tissue from the original scar.
Do patients in Fitzpatrick 5 have more tendency to have their scars turn into keloids?
Yes.
And why is that?
We don't know.
Do you believe that Imani Ellis' scar was a keloid when you examined her on November 4th?
Objection. Last foundation.
Over.
No.
Are there any future appointments for Ms. Imani Ellis to see you in the future?
I don't believe so.
Thank you. No further questions at this time.
All right, folks, why don't we take our morning break? When we take our 15-minute break, we'll be back at 10:45. In the meantime, please do not discuss the case with anyone, including other jurors. Don't form any opinions or do any research. We'll see you at 10:45.
All right, so that was the lady who's suing Cardi. That was her attorney. They're going to go on break, and then when they come back, then Cardi B's attorney is going to question him. Basically, his job is to discredit him, all right? So we're going to hear what Cardi B's attorney has to say. Let me fast forward it and get right on par.
Did plaintiff come to you for evaluation or treatment in 2018? The first time you saw plaintiff was not until 4 years later in November 2022.
The voice is very soft and very sorry.
No. The first time that you saw the plaintiff was not until 4 years later in November 2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the photo that we looked at, trial exhibit 228, that was taken in your office before any treatment. Is that correct?
Yes.
It was taken the first time that you saw Ms. Ellis.
Correct.
Could you please open the white binder to exhibit 4? And looking at the first page.
Yes.
Thank you. This is your medical evaluation document, is that correct?
That's correct.
Everything on the first page of this document was reported to you or your staff by Ms. Ellis, is that correct?
Yes.
So, for example, you're not diagnosing Ms. Ellis with headaches or depression?
Correct.
Okay, and also according to this medical evaluation document, plaintiff told you or your staff that the scar was caused by another individual who placed their long fingernails with sharp objects in her face. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you ask Ms. Ellis about other possible causes of the scar?
No.
At the time of your evaluation, were you aware that Ms. Ellis had been in a car accident and hit her head in 2021?
I'm not sure if I knew then. I don't think I knew then.
At the time of your evaluation, did you know what Ms. Ellis was doing for a living after she was terminated from her job as a security guard?
No.
Do you recall answering my questions in your deposition in this case?
Yes.
You were under an oath to tell the truth in that deposition, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you recall testifying at your deposition that, based on your examination, the most plausible explanation for plaintiff's scar is that a right-handed person struck downward on plaintiff's left cheek with both the index finger and the middle finger?
Objection to state's testimony.
Yes, roughly. I still believe that to be true.
Sorry. Sorry.
In your previous answer, you testified that that was roughly what your testimony was in your deposition. But that was your exact testimony, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have the transcript here. I can't remember exactly what I said.
Could we please look at the deposition transcript from page 76, line 9 to page 77, line 3?
I'm gonna stand up and walk and then come
Do I
back.
have that anywhere? No.
It'll appear on the
Ah.
Any questions?
I don't have the transcript. Yeah, I have to do one. This one I don't have. It was trying to get it from the court order, but they didn't get it to us.
I don't see any questions in the deposition, so go ahead.
Thank you.
In this action, are you offering an opinion as to whether or not the scar that you diagnosed was caused by the defendant in this action?
Well, I can't say it was caused by any one person. If you ask me the most logical explanation, it looks like fingernails to me, striking in a downward direction. That's the most plausible example, or the most plausible explanation for the position of the start of the scars, or the higher position of the right scar. Well, it would be by a right-handed person to the patient's left side of their face, which is the right side that we're observing. Starting at the top, they both start at the right level for one being an index finger, one being a middle finger. The middle finger was a little deeper and wider, as it would be on a middle finger. And then the index finger continues on down, further than the middle finger stretch. So that would be the most plausible explanation for me, given the appearance of the scars and the finding of the scars. That's my opinion.
The only treatment that you provided to Ms. Ellis was 2 sessions of microneedling, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was in 2023?
I'd have to check about the dates, but I believe so.
Microneedling involves the use of a device that looks a little bit like an oversized pen, is that correct?
Well, pens don't look that way. It has a head on it that reciprocates. It has a motor in it, so it's not really like a pen.
It's something that you hold cylindrically shaped.
Yeah, you hold it in your hand, yeah.
And during each of those microneedling sessions, you moved that device 5 times across the 2-centimeter area that you're describing as a Talus scar, is that correct?
Well, I also did areas to the periphery of that as well. So there was as I explained to you in the deposition, there was, and showed on the photograph, there's a larger area of changes of the skin, which I would characterize as scarring. So I did those areas as well. So it wasn't just on the main scar, it was also on the area to the periphery of that scar.
It was not special. The microneedling procedure was not done on the plaintiff's entire face, is that correct?
No.
I'm sorry, we have a double negative here.
Triple.
You said it. Triple negative.
Thank you, Your Honor. See, I've got my face.
Did you do it over?
Yeah, thank you. Did you use the microneedling device on the plaintiff's entire face?
No.
And the actual process of moving the microneedling device across the plaintiff's the scar took you no more than 2 or 3 minutes, is that correct?
Yeah, it's probably a little more, but roughly that.
Neo Surgery Center is your business, is that correct?
That's correct.
You're the sole owner?
The sole owner, yes.
And looking back, this is White Binder Exhibit 1. Turn to page 1.
He the sole owner. I'm trying to look down to see if that hand got a ring on it, sir. He getting $20,000 in his practice a day, $2,000 an hour to testify, $15,000 for one patient. child, after 2 visits. Now, all the staff and everybody, all the equipment, all that got to be paid out. But, I mean, it just sounds like, sir, raise your hand. Go like this. Go like this. Go like this. Because, you know, I'm just saying. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really go outside of black. But, you know, there'll be signs on why I did if I do. You know? Okay.
Which binder, blue or white?
White.
Oh, okay. And what are we looking at? I'm sorry.
This is page 1.
I'm sorry?
Page 1, exhibit 1-001. Do you see that?
Oh, yes, I see that.
Did you create this document?
No.
Is it correct that the total amount of charges in this case between you and your neosurgery
I'm
center
so for real.
is $17,500?
Yes.
And I believe you testified earlier that $1,500 of that amount was for your initial evaluation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That leaves a combined total of $16,000 for the 2 microneedling sessions. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's $8,000 per microneedling session?
Well, it was surgery, done in a surgery center with surgery staff, so it wasn't really a microneedling session. It was a surgery.
I'll move to strike this non-responsive.
Let's just, please disregard the past response.
Your view was $8,000. Scratch that. The combined total was $8,000 per microneedling session. Is that correct?
Do you mean just for the microneedling or for the preparation of the patient and the postoperative care of the patient? I just don't understand the question.
Are you required to be a board-certified plastic surgeon for microneedling?
What kind of microneedling?
You recall testifying in your deposition that a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant can perform medical microneedling, the type of procedure that you performed in this instance.
Under certain circumstances and under the supervision of a physician, they would be allowed to perform that. But however, they would not be allowed to perform a surgery independently. So I don't want to conflate the two.
All right, so I'm going to skip ahead because if I don't, child, I'm going to fall asleep on this stream. All right, so as I stated, I'm going to go to Cardi B's testimony next, and then we'll go back into the order. Cardi B takes the stand after the grandmother and the mother of the plaintiff testified. But let's hear what Cardi B has to say and what her account of the situation is. And then after we hear what Cardi B has to say, if I'm not too tired, then we'll hear the rest. Now, if there's any testimony that I miss, I'll go to sleep for a couple hours, just try to get some energy, and then, you know, we'll try to be back at it. I was debating on whether or not I want to go to the case tomorrow. I don't know. Dennis Byron is out there, and he was at the trial today. I was trying to ask him what it was hitting for, what it was looking like, but I haven't talked back to him because, I mean, if it's worth it, then cool. If not, then, you know, child, 3-hour commute there and back. 3-hour commute combined from there and back home with LA traffic. I'm trying to reserve that for cases that I'm really passionate about, that I really, you know, want to be at. So, I want to go to at least one day though. I want to go to at least one day so that I can see the jury and I can basically get a vibe of what the jurors are looking like. But I live an hour outside of LA. So when there's traffic in the morning going to LA, that adds an extra 30 minutes to my commute. Sometimes it adds an extra 40 minutes to my commute to go to LA. So that's one. And then coming back is fighting all of the traffic that's leaving LA. And then that is a long journey as well. So, you know, doing these trials going forward, I'm going to try to just use my discretion on putting in that commute if it's not like streamed or something. And it's like, you know, a reason that I need to be there. But tomorrow, I think that she resumes on the stand. So it might be worth it to go tomorrow. But I don't know. It depends. Once I lay down and I go to sleep and I wake up and I'll figure out, like, how am I feeling? You know, how am I feeling? Do I feel like this? Do I feel like it? Do I feel like it? All right. But yeah, but y'all let me know what y'all think. Or we could spend 8 hours going over different stories. Y'all let me know. All right, so let's get into Cardi B taking the stand.
Yes, plaintiff calls defendant Cardi B as a hostile witness.
Thank you.
Ma'am, may I please have you stand right next to the court reporter? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause not pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
My name is Stephanie. My name is Louise.
May I please have you spell it?
The whole thing?
First, last name, second.
Okay. DELCAIS.
Let me look at this walk up on Court TV. Hold on one second. Because some of her body is cut off and y'all saying she looked pregnant. Let me go to Court TV to see that walk up. Because I don't think that they I don't think they have all that at the bottom. But I did notice, like, there's a quality difference in the camera. Even though it's like supposed to be one pull camera, I don't know. One seems better than the other. So let me look at the walk up on their stream.
Kind of remember, but I do know that.
The hell was that? All right, let me see what it's given on here.
Plaintiff calls defendant Cardi B as a hostile witness.
Thank you.
Did he say he was calling her as a hostile witness? What?
Plaintiff calls defendant Cardi B as a hostile witness.
Thank you.
Oh, so they already declared her hostile?
Ma'am, may I please have you stand right next to the court reporter? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause not pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
My name is Stephanie. My name is Louise.
May I please have you spell it?
The whole thing?
First and last name is second.
Okay. DELCAISALMANZAR.
Great, thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch your step.
The sound sounds a little better on Court TV, right? Yeah, we're going to stay on the Court TV stream. And what's it giving? Y'all say she looked pregnant? It looks like a lot of fabric and it looks like a lot of camouflage to the front area, if you know what I mean. And yesterday, her outfit was real costumey looking as well, with the big shoulder pads and the big drama and all of the things. It screams distraction. Same way when I did the ASAP Rocky trial, Rihanna had all these big clothes where it was like distraction. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Pregnant, not pregnant, what's it giving? It's giving distraction to me.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming back. Good afternoon, Miss Almanzar. Do you prefer I call you Miss Almanzar, Cardi B, or it doesn't matter?
I mean, y'all been calling me Cardi B.
Okay. You feeling better today?
Maybe.
And I'll need you to speak up, man.
Yeah.
Hard to hear you.
Yeah, a little better.
Your birthday is October 11, 1992.
Yes.
You're left-handed.
Yes.
Are you the firstborn child?
To my mom.
Did you take any medication, drugs, or alcohol that would affect your ability to testify today?
No.
On the date of the incident, did you have black hair, blonde hair, or different color hair?
I quite don't remember. I do know I had a hoodie on.
Okay. Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. It's a good week today then.
Did he just tell her that short 27 piece was raggedy? Not him low key saying, girl, the mess yesterday was a hot mess, without saying the mess was a hot mess. Because why did he specifically say, oh, well, whatever this one is, whatever this one is given a good one, without saying the other one. Woo! I did not catch this shade. Oh my God, child. Hoo-wee. Now he's starting. But let me go to Google really quickly. So he called Cardi B as a hostile witness. Let's look up what that means. What does it mean when you are called a hostile witness in court? Let's look up AI's summary, because she has been declared a hostile witness on the stand. All right. So this right here is the AI overview, and it says, when you are called a hostile witness, it means the attorney who called you to testify has requested permission from the judge to treat you as if you are hostile to their case because your testimony is not supporting their side or has become openly antagonistic. If the judge grants this permission, the attorney can then ask you leading questions, much like in a cross-examination of an opposing witness. Try to and elicit information that is helpful to their case. This designation is a legal tactic to gain more control over your testimony and is not necessarily a reflection of your character. All right. It says reasons for being declared a hostile witness is the witness is not telling the truth to the party who called them, or the witness testimony is contrary to the position of the attorney calling them, or the witness is openly antagonistic towards the party or attorney who called them, or the witness has previously given a statement that is inconsistent with their current testimony. What happens when you are declared a hostile witness? The attorney who called you can ask you leading questions. A leading question is a question designed to suggest a particular answer, often yes or no. And it allows the attorney to more effectively challenge your testimony. All right. Now, he has declared her a hostile witness. Let's see if he is successful in controlling her testimony. Now, as I stated, I skimmed through some of her testimony. I didn't see her testimony in full. I seen pieces of it, and the pieces that I saw, it seemed like she was auditioning for an SNL comedy skit. That's my opinion. That's what I observed. I didn't catch the shade about the wig part. I caught the end of it, like the tail end of it, and it seemed like more a character. Like a lot of people were saying in the comment of Law and Crime, they were like, oh, this is Cardi B's personality. This is how she's like. And I'm like, you can be bubbly, you can be funny, you can be witty. But this, to me, in my opinion, it felt more like a character than like natural. But she is a performer, okay? And her job is to appeal to crowds, all right? She's performing to an audience, all right? And I'm not saying that that's a negative or whatever, but that's just what I felt like watching it. Now, again, a lot of her fans, they were what's the word? They were loving it, okay? They felt like this was a great representation, and I felt like some of it, I felt like it could have been reeled back a little bit, but that's just my opinion. But let's watch. Now, I haven't seen it in full, so I'm just going off of the end part. Like, I caught like maybe the end 10 minutes or so. But so let's see what it's giving for y'all. Now, we all entitled to our own opinion. Let's catch it from the top.
Do you have any affiliation at this time with a gang?
Objection, Your Honor. Motion to eliminate that violates the motion to eliminate the order.
Suspend, Counsel Unibank.
Your fingernails, can you show them to us for all of us to see? How long are those fingernails? Just your best estimate. I don't want you to take a ruler to it, but if you were to give your estimate, is that half an inch, 1 inch, 2 inches?
I think it has to be less than an inch.
And
Way less than an inch.
can you show them to us again? All right. Are they pointy?
These are not, to me, are not pointy. They're like circle, oval,
Okay. Are those your real nails or are they fake nails?
fake nails.
If I wanted you to change them to 3-inch nails, how long would it take for you to do that right now?
Well, it really depends. Like these are like glued on, so they will be a little bit quicker. Sometimes I do acrylic, which can last me on for 2 weeks. I will literally have to take like 2 hours to melt them off if they're acrylically on.
On December 24th, 2018, do you remember going to 8920 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills?
December?
I'm sorry. February 24th of 2018. Do you remember going to 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
I'm looking at sir with the yes or no.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Do you know Dr. Aziz Olai, who's in that building?
No.
Do you know Miss Parsi, who's in that building?
No.
Do you know Brianne Soraya, who's in that building?
No.
Who do you know in that building?
Well, at the time, I went to see Dr. Finke. I had an appointment with him that day. So that's who I went to see that day. Do I personally know him? No.
Okay. When you went to see him, were you seeing him as a friend or as a patient?
As a patient.
And when you went to see him, it was a Saturday, correct?
Yes.
And you filled out an intake form and you signed some other documents that he would be your treating doctor, correct?
No, for that day, yes.
Yeah.
I don't live in LA, so
I understand. You came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, correct?
Jersey and Atlanta.
Understood. So when you went to see Dr. Finke on February 24th of 2018, when you went to see him, you went to see him as a patient, correct?
Yes.
And you got medical treatment from him, whether it was for 1 minute or an hour or longer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How much time did you spend?
You need to answer yes or no, man.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Thank you, Ryan. How long did you spend with the doctor that day?
I'll say about 25 to 30 minutes. Around that time. Not that much.
And when you were there on that date with Dr. Finke, did he examine you?
Yes, he examined my baby for a little bit.
And what baby was that? What number?
Number 1.
Oh, that was the first child you ever had.
That's my first child, yes.
And you were 25 years old at the time.
Yes.
You're aware that plaintiff was the same age as you at the time?
No.
Assisting.
No.
Besides examination, what did Dr. Finke do for you?
Objection. Assisting. We're not here for her medical care.
Yes, sir. Did you keep Dr. Finke's, well, strike that. Who referred you to Dr. Finke?
I asked somebody to find me like a very upscale private doctor. So I was like, I need to go to the doctor's like tomorrow. Like I feel so weird. And they were like, we're gonna find somebody. And that's just how it goes.
When you were outside in the hallway before you entered Dr. Finke's office, did you see this individual, Imani Ellis, in the hallway?
She was waiting for, she was right in front. As soon as the door of the elevator opened, she was waiting, I guess, for the elevator. She was going inside the elevator.
And you were coming outside of the elevator?
Yes.
Do you know approximately what time it was when this occurred?
About, I guess, like in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, around there. Yeah, 1 something.
Have you ever seen Dr. Finke either before or after February 24th of 2018?
No.
When you went to Dr. Finke's office, your security guard drove you there?
Yes.
And his name is Karan Newton?
He was my security guard. Yes.
Did you have more than one?
It depends, but he was just my main one, yes, at the time.
Did he go up with you to the medical place?
No, I didn't want him to know that I was going to an OBGYN. So.
You didn't want your security guard to know that?
No.
Why?
Well, first, I didn't want people to know that I was pregnant. Second, I was a little like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor.
Okay. Did you trust your security guard?
In certain ways, yes. In certain ways, no. I don't know. Sometimes you just really don't trust everybody in your business. You don't want everybody in your business.
Do you remember what floor you were on when you exited the elevator?
The 5th floor.
At any time did your security guard come into the building after learning about there being some kind of incident in the building?
He was waiting for me like Not necessarily like inside. He was like waiting for me like by the exit, like by the door. Around there, yeah.
Like do you remember the building?
Yes.
You remember?
Well, I kind of remember, but I do know that he was waiting for me by the door.
And you're talking about the lobby area where you
Yes.
take the stairs up?
Mm-hmm.
So he was inside the building or right outside?
I don't really recall, but he was like, maybe it was in the inside, it was in the outside, but he wasn't like deep in. He was like waiting for me by the door. And the door, he had it open for me to come out.
All right. So would you consider that your security guard was with you at the time, whether it was upstairs, downstairs? In your mind, would you agree that your security guard was with you at the building? Is that fair? Was your security guard with you in the lobby of the building at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard on February 24, 2018?
In the lobby, yes, when I was exiting. When I was
But
exiting.
He was in the lobby with you,
In
right?
the lobby. I can't say he was with me because we was leaving. He never went upstairs, so.
Do you know if your security guard, Karan Newton, spoke with Miss Ellis at any time that day?
He did not tell me he spoke to her at all.
Do you know if he did?
He told me he didn't. So I'm
Did
gonna
you
go with
ask
his
him?
word. No, because I was like, I told him like what happened upstairs. He was like, damn, I should have went upstairs. But he never told me that he spoke or seen her, so I wouldn't know.
You came to this courthouse with another fine gentleman security guard, correct?
Yes.
And when you go to different places with your security guard, if an incident occurs where you're threatened or you're injured or anything happens,
Yes.
aren't they supposed to come help you?
Well,
Why don't we move on?
You don't have to answer. When the incident occurred, did you call your security guard or send him a text message or do anything to let your security guard who was with you know that something happened where you wanted his help?
Objection, argumentative as to with
I told him like, yo, you wouldn't even believe what just happened upstairs. And he was like, what happened? And I practically told him like, I'll tell you later, like when I leave.
Okay.
I'm like, wait for me, but I told him like, wait for me downstairs, like by the door. And that's what I told him.
If you were in any danger, would you call your security guard or would you call the police or would you call both or do nothing? Did you feel that you were in danger on February 24th, 2018 when you were upstairs on the 5th floor?
For like those 50 seconds, yeah. After I went to my appointment and like the argument just passed me, I didn't even mind it anymore.
Did your attorney show you a photograph of Dr. Finke to refresh your recollection as to who the doctor was that you saw on that date?
Yes.
And you had a different set of attorneys before, in 2022 and 2023. Did they do the same thing?
No, they didn't.
So, do you know what's discovery?
Yes.
What are form interrogatories?
Honey, I don't know what that means.
What is special interrogatories?
I do not know.
What are requests for admissions?
Boy, what? What the hell did he just say? Special organ? And what's it? What? Like, child, what the hell did you just say? He said, what's the organ? I don't know. I'm too tired. Hold on. What did he just ask her? Let me bring it back. What did he say?
In, like deep in. He was like, no, because I was like, I told him like what happened upstairs. He was like, damn, I should have went upstairs. But he never told me that he spoke or seen her, so I wouldn't know.
You came to this courthouse with another fine gentleman security guard, correct?
Yes.
Objection, relevance,
Sustained.
And when you go to different places with your security guard, if an incident occurs where you're threatened, or you're injured, or anything happens,
Yes.
aren't they supposed to come help you?
Objection, all of this.
Sustained. Why don't we move on?
You don't have to answer. When the incident occurred, did you call your security guard or send him a text message or do anything to let your security guard who was with you know that something happened where you wanted his help?
Objection, argumentative as to with
Overruled.
I told him, like, yo, you wouldn't even believe what just happened upstairs. And he was like, what happened? And I practically told him, like, I'll tell you later, like, when I leave. I'm like, wait for me. But I told him, like, wait for me downstairs, like, by the door. And that's what I told him.
If you were in any danger, would you call your security guard, or would you call the police, or would you call both, or do nothing? May I approach, Your Honor? If you were in any danger, would you call in any danger?
You're telling me that's what it is?
That's what it is? Okay. So I'm going to show you this document. You can take a look at these pages. Did your attorney show you those documents at any time in your life?
I'm not quite sure. I don't think so, no. Whoa.
And I'm going to show you, with the court's permission, the responses which were drafted and served on January 17th of 2023. May I approach, Your Honor? All right. We'll show you these documents as well. So you can take a look at those documents. Do you ever remember receiving these documents from anyone, whether it was your attorney, the attorney's paralegal, a family member, anybody? Did they ever show you these documents when they responded on your behalf?
This one I saw. This one I saw.
Okay, you saw that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go over it with you. On the one that you're on the right, if you can look at 12.1. You see the question, 12.1? It would be, I believe, on the 6th or 7th page. And it will ask if there are any witnesses to this incident.
Yeah. Well, can you
There's not a question. Can you
point it to me?
I'm sorry?
Point
Show it to you.
Yeah, sure.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
It's on page 5, under 12.1. Did your attorney ask you if there were any witnesses to this incident?
Yes.
All right, we're going to avoid attorney-client privilege conversation.
And relevance, Your Honor, this is a discovery issue that was subject.
Not a discovery issue, Your Honor. I'm asking her questions about if there's any witnesses, and it's for impeachment purposes. Okay, and if you look at the response, there's a response there in the 50-page document to your left. May I show it to her, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you identify by page and line? I'm not sure what
Sure.
it means by showing it.
I can show it to you first if you'd like.
I just, what do you,
I wanted her to talk about the response.
all right.
That's it. These are the questions. May I read the question when I go back to my seat? I'll show you.
It's your direct counsel.
Thank you.
Don't block anybody. If they being disrespectful, you can put them in timeout, but don't block them.
So first, I want to ask you if this is your signature on page 47. Is that your signature?
It could be, because if it's like by electronic, that's how I sign. Like,
And the question that I showed you, 12.1, let's say, you want to read it or you want me to read it to you?
you can read it.
State the name, address, and telephone number of each individual who witnessed the incident. This is A, so paragraph A. Or the events occurring immediately before or after the incident. That's what the question is.
Yes.
As you sit here today, would you, is it your testimony that Dr. Finke is a witness to the incident?
Absolutely.
He is a witness.
Yes. She knows. She was there.
Is Dr. Finke outside speaking with you?
Outside where?
On February 24th, 2018.
Outside like,
In the hallway.
yes.
He came out of his office?
Yes.
And your response in 12.1, this is what you responded with your attorney's assistance. I won't hold you to 100% at fault for it, but question,
Your Honor,
I withdraw,
assistant.
I apologize. The response is, responding party incorporates by reference the preliminary statement and general objections set forth above, subject to and without waiving the foregoing objections. Responding party responds as follows. Responding party may be contacted through defendant's counsel. Imani Ellis may be contacted through plaintiff's counsel. And then it says, unknown staff / employees at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, including at least 2 such persons who intervened during the incident. Discovery is continuing. Were you at Cedars-Sinai Hospital or Cedars-Sinai Medical Center when this incident occurred?
No.
Okay.
But to my knowledge, Dr. Finke works also for Cedars-Sinai, but we wasn't for Cedars-Sinai.
Is there any reason why your attorney or your prior attorney, yes, sir,
We're not going to.
He said, get your butt back to the podium, boy. What you think this is?
And at the time when you saw Dr. Finke, you knew his name at that time, correct?
I didn't know his name. And for a while, when I was getting asked by lawyers like his name and like the receptionist's name, I didn't know it because I saw him one time. So I kind of like just forgot about him.
But when your attorney asked you for the name for purposes of trial, then you did remember the name.
I didn't remember the name. I told him there was 2 witnesses, the receptionist and the doctor. I told him it was a doctor. My doctor came out at the time, the guy that checked me, and the receptionist. She knows. She was there. He was there.
Who knows?
The plaintiff. She knows.
How do you know she knows?
Because that's who separated. That's who separated, got in between us while we was verbally arguing.
Who got in between you?
The female receptionist, she came out first and she started like telling her like, you're security, what are you doing? And then that's when the doctor came out. He was like, go to my office. And that's when I just walked away, and that was the last of it.
Okay, and 12.1 question. 12.1 subparagraph D. State the name, address, and telephone number of each individual who you or anyone acting on your behalf claim has knowledge of the incident. You just testified that Karan Newton was downstairs in the lobby on the date of the incident. You also testified that you told him different things about the incident. What is the reason, this is the question, what is the reason you did not disclose Karan Newton's name in discovery?
Because he wasn't upstairs.
And wait for the objection. It's a question.
Person mischaracterizes the testimony, it's compound, it's irrelevant to the merits of the case.
Sustain.
In written discovery, were you asked to provide the name of your security guard?
Your Honor,
Yeah, but why don't we? I don't know what you're trying to impeach her on because she hasn't testified to anything yet. You're saying it's impeachment, but you're not impeaching anything.
Did you respond to special interrogatory set 1 through your attorney?
Your Honor.
All right, the court's going to sustain its own 352 objection. Why don't you move on?
Do you consider Karan Newton to be a witness in this case? Objection.
No,
Sustained. Counsel, I need you to move on. This case isn't about discovery. You might want to move on to what it is about.
Is Tiara Malcolm a witness to this case?
Counsel, please.
Do you know of who the witnesses are?
All right, we're going to take a break, folks.
Listen, Linda. Listen. Those are discovery questions. Let's get to finger pointing questions. Let's get to get out my face, stab you in the face with my nail questions. Not who a witness, who wasn't a witness, who on a discovery, who she knew was on the discovery, why she didn't call. Let's get to point, break skin plastic surgery. Get out my face, girl. You got me effed up. Okay? Listen.
Folks, why don't we take a 10-minute break? We'll resume at 3:55. In the meantime, please do not discuss the case with anyone, including other jurors. Don't form any opinions or do any research.
All right, let's move ahead. Oh, wait, did they already take it out? Oh, you could go up 4 speed.
She said, I don't know anything. I sent that there for enough time. I didn't remember what things were. And now you're saying, here's this document that says you don't know what their names were.
Okay, so maybe I'm going about it the wrong way. That's why.
You absolutely are. You're not listening to the court's direction when I'm asking you to move on.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing it intentionally.
It seems like you are.
I really am not. I understand the court's issues, but I want to explain if I may.
Go ahead.
So I was going to ask her if she believes that Karan Newton is a witness in this.
He wasn't there. He was in the lobby.
Right, but 12.1 subsection D talks about witnesses that have knowledge about this case.
What knowledge does he have? He was in the lobby.
I was going to ask her. She spoke to him about it. That's what D is all about.
Okay, so he was a hearsay witness, but she told him something.
Well, he's a witness.
Okay.
Also, in special...
So here's the other issue. You didn't oppose her. If you wanted to ask these questions, you could have taken her deposition.
I understand the issue with that. But there is a special interrogatory number 15, which is on point, which
says?
asks a disclosure of the security guard.
Okay.
She didn't disclose his name, but she knows his name.
Okay. So what are we going to do with that?
We're going to have the jury know that she didn't give the name of her security guard.
And so in order to be admissible, it has to be relevant. In order to be relevant, it has to be probative. All right, so it's got to be more likely to show, prove, or disprove a material fact in the case. None of this has anything to do with any material fact in the case.
Let me explain. Her testimony, Your Honor, is that Karan Newton doesn't know anything about this case.
She doesn't say that. She doesn't say that. She said he was in the lobby.
Even better. Plaintiff has testified that she has spoken with Karan Newton.
Okay.
It's in the medical record.
Okay.
He's a witness in some form of...
So the appropriate means for you to do that is 1, to file a motion to compel, or number 2, seek evidentiary sanctions, which would have been handled pre-trial. But we're not going to have this witness testifying in trial in front of a jury about discovery issues.
That's fine. The issue is, if it asked her to provide the name of the security guard and she didn't disclose it, why is it not fair? These are under penalty.
Then you file a motion to compel, or a motion for evidentiary sanctions. You did neither.
She testified in her discovery that she was alone. Today she testified she was with Karan Newton. I want to ask her about that.
What's not clicking, sir? What's not clicking? He wasn't in there. What she told him after the fact is irrelevant to the fact fact of her sticking her finger in the girl's face or not. That's what the judge say. Now, I think that if she told him something and it was right after the situation, I feel like it's relevant. But listen to the judge. If you wanted her to be truthful, or you wanted to point out that she lied, or she omitted evidence, or she omitted names, file the motion to compel. You didn't file it. The judge is laughing because he's like, listen, you didn't file the motion to compel. Okay? You seen that she didn't tell you the information that you wanted her to tell you, and you didn't file a motion to say, listen, judge, this girl better tell me what she supposed to tell me, and I got this motion to make her tell me, and you better make her tell me. So that when you go to court, you can show that she didn't want to tell you and she wasn't forthright, and blah, 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 blah. But the judge is saying, listen, child, we are past that point. We just want to get to the finger pointing, all of it, you know. That's what he's trying to say to you. You didn't do the motion to compel. Let's go on, sir.
You already did.
I didn't show her the discovery, which is on point on that issue, Your Honor.
You're going to impeach her with the document saying that she was alone when she was alone in the elevator and the incident happened. That's your impeachment?
No. My impeachment is she did not reveal that she was with the security guard in the lobby and do anything to provide his information when the other side...
Again, it's a discovery issue, so we're not going to go there.
Your Honor, the other side was able to impeach plaintiff.
With what?
With this discovery. They went into it at that
She
time.
offered inconsistent statements in discovery.
That's what's happening here, too.
No, she hasn't said anything inconsistent. She said she didn't know the person's name.
She knew
In discovery, she said she didn't know the person's name.
She knew Quran the information. We asked for the name of the security guard.
All right.
She made it appear...
I'm going to ask you to move on. We're not going to get into further discovery issues.
May I just raise one point? I don't want the court to overrule. I want to point out this questioning started with a direct contemptuous violation of the order on the motion to eliminate, excluding any mention.
This isn't the normal speed. I sped the lawyers up. I had Cardi B at normal speed, but I sped the lawyers up just so that we can get through it a little faster. So if it's talking a little bit fast, just turn your listening speed up in your head, okay?
Mention of gang affiliation, and that's the first question he asked.
Yeah, I don't expect that there's going to be anything further than that. I mean, you knew it was wrong when you said it.
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that there was a specific motion in limine excluding?
The motion in limine, Your Honor, is prior bad acts.
Nope. You might want to look at your trial binder to see specifically what it says. All right? All right, we'll resume in 5 minutes.
Child, they said you weren't supposed to be asking her if she gang member. You know you weren't supposed to be asking her that because they didn't put the motion to limine.
So now I want to take you a little bit through the incident. Bring you back in time.
All right, let me put it back on regular speed.
Do you agree that an incident occurred on February 24th, 2018?
It was a verbal incident. Verbal.
But it was an incident, correct?
Objection, relevance, ambiguous.
I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is no incident. There was a verbal altercation. If you think that that's an incident, a verbal altercation, then it's an incident for you. But we both have different opinions. It's a verbal altercation. She didn't hit me, I didn't hit her. There was no touch. So to me, it wasn't no incident.
Was there spitting?
Absolutely not.
Did you spit on Miss Ellis?
No.
Did you call her the N-word?
No.
What is your background? Are you Hispanic, white, something else?
My background?
Yes.
What's
Well,
the objection?
Of relevance. And
Sustained.
Would you consider yourself African American?
I consider myself Afro-Caribbean.
Ma'am, you need to give your attorney a second to object. What's your objection?
sorry. Relevance, yeah.
Sustained.
Have you ever used the N-word with Miss Amani Ellis?
No.
Did you try to take a swing at her?
No.
When you say there was a verbal altercation,
Yes.
do you know what the word altercation means?
Like a conflict.
Like a fight, right?
It was like a verbal fight, but it didn't get physical at all.
When I'm talking to you now, are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, I'll say, a debate.
And we're debating about whether you assaulted and battered Miss Imani Ellis, correct?
There's no, well, I guess so, but I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me, so.
What proof do you have that you didn't touch her?
Objection, relevance, and also
It's already been resisting.
Do you have any videos of the incident?
No.
Did you try to get videos of the incident?
I asked if there was videos. Like I told them to, like I told my lawyers to check if there was videos, but there's no cameras. I guess there was no cameras.
All right. So I don't know the jury makeup. I'm gonna have to ask. Dennis Byron had went to the court today. I'm gonna have to ask him what the jury makeup is. But listening to the laughter, it sounded like more women than men. If this is a jury with more women than men, and the way that they was just cackling right now,
When did you ask for that? What year?
I feel like when I got sued, I was like, when I got sued, I was like, oh, I know I didn't touch her. Like, it's like, look for them cameras, because they'll tell you I ain't touch her.
all right, so around this area is, I think, just like a little smidge right before this is when I start tuning in. But right here is where, after she got that laugh from the jury, this is where I noticed that she started performing more. Okay? Again, this is my opinion, but it seemed like right after the jury laughed and she saw that they thought that that was funny, she turned up the performance. So from here on out, this is where I was talking about when I said that it was kind of giving SNL skit, like a comedy show. This is the point that I was referring to when I said that. This part right here on till the end of the day, she's going to, you notice before laughter, Cardi, before the jury started laughing, and then after the jury started laughing, those are two different Cardis on the stand. All right. So that's what I was noting.
When you went to the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard, and you saw Imani Ellis there on the 5th floor, was she wearing her uniform as a security guard?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
You remember?
Again, you might want to just take a breath so your attorney can object.
Are you aware that my office is across the street?
No.
Okay. 8920 Wilshire Boulevard. You remember that number? You agree that that's the correct number? The address.
I remember that I went there, but I don't really remember the address and stuff like that. I don't.
If I show you the building with the number on it, would that help refresh your recollection?
Sure.
I don't have to really waste time if you don't want me to. When you were sitting here throughout the trial, you saw the 22
Yes.
pages I showed, correct?
Yes.
Was that the correct building?
Yes.
And you remember entering the building, going up some stairs, taking the lobby elevator, and going to the 5th floor, correct?
Yes.
And when you exited, you saw Imani Ellis right there in front of you.
Yes. No. When I exited the elevator,
Okay.
not the building, the elevator.
Correct.
Yes.
On the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 3 elevators there?
I do not remember that.
At least two different elevator bays?
I don't remember that. I just remember me getting out the elevator. She was coming in. I was coming out. I could hear her. She was talking on the phone, and she said, "Oh my God, yo, Cardi B's here." So I kind of speed walk, but I feel her behind me. Then I hear her talking like, "Oh my God, Cardi B is here." So I turn around, and she had her phone. She didn't have it here no more. Now she has it here. And I asked her, "Yo, why are you recording me?" And she clearly looked like the security. She looked like the security guard. She's uniformed down. And I'm like, "Why are you recording me? Are you security?" And she's like, "Oh, my bad." But then I'm walking, and I feel her still following me. So like as I'm walking, speed walking, trying to look for the office, I turn around again and I'm like, why are you following me? She's like, cause I can. It's like, no, you can't. Why are you following me for? Like, ain't you supposed to be security? And she's like, cause I can. It's like, no, you can. And she's like getting closer and closer. Like now she's like in front of me where I can't even like really maneuver. And I'm like,
Medusa, why'd you delete that message? That wasn't. She said the commenter said, how do you know she was recording? And Medusa, it says that you removed that comment. Was that an accident? Because that wasn't something that was like, that wasn't disrespectful or derogatory or anything like that. She just posed the question.
Recording me, now you following me, like back up. And she's like, I can do what I want. It's like, no, you can. Like you can't do what you want. And that's when we started arguing.
What did you say?
I was like, you can't do what you want. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like you invading my privacy, and now we're like chest to chest practically. So I keep telling her like, you need to back up. And I'm thinking to myself like, this girl is big. She's big. She got big black boots on, and I'm like, damn. The hell am I gonna do now? She's literally right in my face, like on my chest, and we're arguing. And I keep telling her to back up, but she's not backing up. And we arguing, cursing at each other. I did call her the B word. I did call her a bitch. Like, bitch, get out of my face. I did say, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. You're in my face. You're screaming in my face. We're like literally screaming at each other. And she kept telling me like, you gonna leave my building. I'm not leaving. Like, how you harassing me? I'm not leaving. Like, how you telling me to leave? I came to see a doctor. You following me. You're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat. You're recording me. And we're arguing. That's when the receptionist came out. She started wilding out like, this bitch hit me, and I'm like, I did not hit her. I'm looking at her like, girl, I can't even hit you if I want to. You're bigger than me and you're pregnant. And she just started wilding out like, this bitch hit me. Then the doctor came out and he was like, go to my office. And after that, I just walk away. And that's just that.
Are you aware in the city of Beverly Hills, if a security guard tells you to leave the building, which they are security of, you would be required to do that? Do you agree with that?
Objection to relevance.
A security not supposed to.
Did Miss Imani Ellis tell you that you're causing a disturbance in the building?
No. She was causing a disturbance. She's recording me and following me.
Well, let's talk about that. Are people allowed to record you if they want to in a public place,
Objection.
which would be the building that you were at?
Objection.
Yes or no?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion. Mischaracterizes. Sorry.
Do you know if it's okay for someone to videotape you?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion.
Sustained.
When she videotaped you, or maybe she didn't, what proof do you have that she was videotaping you?
She had her phone went from here to right here. And she said, like, yo, Cardi B, like, I seen her. I turned around and I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes.
Did you ever see the actual video recording of you on her phone? Yes or no?
No.
Could it be possible that she wasn't recording you? She was simply holding her phone in front of you. Is that possible?
Objection.
Yes or no?
Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
What proof do you have that you were being recorded by Imani Ellis on February 24, 2018, aside from what you just told us?
Objection.
Do you have any other proof?
Objection has to be answered.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that you usually wear your nails longer than what they are today?
Sometimes, most of the times, yes, and some of the times, no.
Most of the time, 90% of the time?
Lately, as in so far, I'll say about, in the past year, I'll say about 70.
70% of
Yes.
the time. And when you wear them long, would you agree that they're about 3 inches long?
No, not all the time, no.
2 inches or more?
So
It really depends.
Why don't we focus? She said in the last year. I don't know that how long she has her nails in the last year is relevant to anything.
And when you had them in 2018, you also wore them long at that time too, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your nails on February 24th, 2018 when you were at the building speaking or arguing or whatever you were doing with Imani Ellis?
They were 1 inch, they were square, coffin squared, and they had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
No, not if they're flat. And they weren't 3D, they were flat.
With the nails you have on right now, do you think that these nails are sharper or the ones that you had on the date of the incident?
I believe that they were not sharp that day. They were square, and sometimes, like, when it's acrylic and it's square, it's like a texture. And I always tell this to my nail tech: make sure that, like, you shape, like when you shape them, don't make them sharp on the side, or don't make them that sharp, because I don't want to.
You don't want to hurt anybody.
I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just, you know what I'm saying? I
And
want to wash
in the
my
past, when you had them sharp, you did hurt yourself, correct?
I never really hurt myself, but like just in case, I just be like, don't make them too pointy, because I just don't want them to be uncomfortable. Not pointy, but it's like a certain type of sharp that you just don't want.
And if you wanted to scratch or cut Miss Imani Ellis's face, you could have done it with both of your hands, either one or both, correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overall,
I'm not saying you did that right now. I'm asking you a different question. Did you understand my question?
I mean, how would I fight? How would I fight somebody? I am mostly left-handed, so if I was to like do anything, mostly I'll do it.
All right, and so like I said, this part to me, it was given like, okay, this is a joke, and let me be funny, let me be, you know.
Mostly with the left hand. I'm really like.
You're good at fighting with your left hand, aren't you?
Objection mischaracterizes the testimony.
Are you good at fighting with your left hand?
Objection lacks foundation.
sustained.
Do you have any experience fighting with any martial arts experience or other type of experience to defend yourself should something occur in your life?
Objection relevance.
Overall.
Not really, no.
So any type of fighting that you would be able to do, it would just be freestyle from your own knowledge of fighting, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Sustained.
If you wanted to fight with somebody, would you use your left hand, your right hand, or both?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained. Why don't we move on, Council?
When you enter a building, such as this building or any building, oftentimes you will see that there's a security guard or a police officer or a sheriff guarding the building, correct? You saw that today here in the courthouse, didn't you?
Yes.
Bless you. Well, I guess it's not. And on the date of the incident, the security guard, police officer, or person securing that building, in your mind, when you saw Imani Ellis was in fact Imani Ellis, in your mind, when you got off the elevator, Imani Ellis was in your mind
your state of mind was that she was a security guard, correct?
Objection.
I think she's answered.
Yes. Okay.
And was there any doubt in your mind that she was a security guard?
There was no doubt in my mind that she was a security guard. She had the security guard outfit on. That's why I was so confused that she was so aggressive and she's supposed to protect me, the patient.
I understand.
If you guys have not hit the like button yet, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. I know it's an acquired taste over here, and we keep it real across the board. And, you know, fans don't be liking that. I'm going to call it how I see it. Whoever, whatever. The lawyer say some ignorant stuff, I'm going to call it out. She say something that I feel like, girl, what's it giving? I'm going to call it out. But if you guys like me going over these court cases, y'all know y'all can always support for free by sharing the video. Even if you share the video to yourself, send it to your email, send it to your text message. It just lets YouTube know, all right, I'm rocking with this creator. If you hype up the video, I think there's this new thing where you can hype the video and like let the algorithm know like you messing with a certain particular creator. Or if you feeling like you a little generous, you know, you can always donate to the Cash App as well. Now, in addition to that, I do have a website. All right, I need to start back pushing items on my website because, baby, we still got merch on my website. We have these fans on www.niquelatnight.com. I forgot to tell y'all about that. We got to get back into this gig. I'm going to put a sale on my website. All kind of stuff is going on. Let's get back to it.
If Imani Ellis had in fact told you to leave the building, would you have listened because she was a security guard?
Objection. This is a complete hypothetical, irrelevant, lacks foundation.
Did Miss Imani Ellis tell you to leave the building at any point during your verbal or physical altercation on February 24th, 2018?
She told me, you gonna leave my building. You gonna leave my building.
Okay. Are you aware that Imani Ellis was hired by the owner of that building and had the right to tell you to leave?
Objection. Calls for legal conclusion. Lacks foundation.
Sustained.
When Imani Ellis told you to leave the building, did you follow her commands?
Objection. Relevance. Lacks foundation.
You can answer.
No, she wasn't acting like a security guard.
But she was a security guard.
Objection. He's arguing.
Do security guard
So,
try to
we're not
attack
gonna-
patients?
The objection is sustained. We're not going to argue with each other.
Did you believe in your mind that Imani Ellis was a police officer?
No.
If you thought she was a police officer, would you have handled the situation the same way?
Objection. Incomplete hypothetical.
Sustained. Let's just focus on what did happen.
Now, when Imani Ellis spoke with you, when you exited the elevator, she spoke with you directly outside the elevator, the area directly outside the elevators, correct?
I don't believe she got inside the elevator. I don't believe she did.
That's my question is, did whatever happened between the two of you, did it happen inside the elevator, at the point of entry, or outside the elevator?
Outside the elevator and down the hallway.
Fine. And when Miss Ellis was asked the same question, do you remember her saying that it happened outside of the elevator as well? Do you agree with her testimony?
It wasn't in front of the elevator anymore because I was walking and she was following me. So it wasn't in front of the elevator. It was outside the elevator because I already got off the elevator. I don't think she ever went inside the elevator because I felt her, as soon as I'm walking, I felt her walking right behind me. And then she said something. She said, "Oh my God, Cardi B." That's when I turned around. And she got the camera right here, like she recorded me. And I'm like, yo, why you recording me? And she practically did admit that she recorded me because she said, "Oh, my bad." So.
And when she said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B," or
whatever you just said right now, when she said that, was that offensive to you?
It wasn't offensive. I just kept like power walking so I could like avoid more contact, but she just kept following me.
Okay. And isn't it true that sometimes when you're walking around, different people will say, oh wow, it's Cardi B,
Yeah,
because they get excited.
yeah.
And you had experienced that many times before you had that experience with Imani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And the reason you didn't like it from her is because she was a security guard and you felt it was unprofessional for her to say that to you. Isn't that true?
When she first said it, I didn't tell her nothing. I kept walking.
Why couldn't she say it? Why?
I never said she couldn't.
Okay. And she said it to you.
She said it to me and I kept walking.
What if she was not a security guard and she was just a random human and said, oh wow, it's Cardi B? Would you have taken offense to that?
Objection.
No,
Argumentative.
You can answer.
I didn't even feel offended when she first said it. I felt offended when she kept following me. She recorded me, and you're supposed to be a security. You're not supposed to be recording patients going to any doctor, any.
But again,
That's what offended me. When she first said, oh my God, it's Cardi B, I just kept power walking and didn't say nothing. I said something the second time she said it, and I turned around and I saw that she was recording me. And I'm like, yo, why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security? And she said, oh, my bad. Then she kept following me, and now I'm getting annoyed. Like, it's like, you're the security guard of the building.
No question pending. No question.
All right, Counsel, I think that might be a good time to end because we've got some things that we need to deal with outside the presence of the jury.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to resume right back at 9:30 again. Thank you for your patience today and your attention. We will see you tomorrow at 9:30. In the meantime, please do not discuss the case with anyone, including other jurors. Don't form any opinions or do any research.
All right, so the lawyers discussed some stuff. I haven't seen this yet. Let's see what they're talking about, and then if I have enough energy, I'll go look and see some of the other people's testimony.
On the record in terms of what defendant's position is. And so defendant's position, if you want to summarize what you knew and when you knew it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Excuse me. As Ms. Alvazar testified, she did not know the name of the receptionist.
When she kept following me, she recorded me, and you're supposed to be a security. You're not supposed to be recording patients going to any doctor, any.
But again,
That's what offended me. When she first said,
On the record in terms of what defendant's position is. And so
Responded in a verified.
All right, I'm trying to get it to the right point.
All right, so let's address the issues of T.R. Malcolm and David Finke as witnesses.
may I argue that after counsel does?
Yeah, so let me just make sure that we squarely get everything on the record in terms of what defendant's position is. And so defendant's position, if you want to summarize what you knew and when you knew it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Excuse me. As Ms. Alvazar testified, she did not know the name of the receptionist. She did not know the name of the doctor that she visited that one day. In the January 17, 2023 discovery responses of defendant, she responded in a verified response that the potential witnesses included her, plaintiff, and unknown staff employees of the medical center building who intervened during the incident. There was no motion to compel that was filed against that, and at that point in time, neither she nor her counsel knew the identity of the two individuals. There's actually another response where, I don't see it here, but what happens when my copy of the I'm not sure where it went to. Oh, yes, it disappeared. Now I've got it. Okay, so in Exhibit 1 to the motion, the supplemental motion that we filed, excuse me, she identified at page 10 Imani Alice and unknown staff employees at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, including at least 2 such persons who intervened during the incident. She described them, identified them as people who intervened, specific people, 2 people who intervened in the incident, and but she at that point did not know their names. It was years after.
What recording y'all talking about in the chat?
What had gone there again. Plaintiff's counsel did not move to compel. It did not file or serve a response to supplement discovery. Exhibit 2 is a comparable discovery response in January 7, 2023 that also referred similarly to the 2 by what they had done, and at least 2 such persons who intervened during the incident. It was not until last year, that we learned of...
Did you bring all your glasses today?
Yeah.
What recording that she gave to the website? What recording?
2024 that we actually identified Dr. Finke, which was Ms. Moore's hard work. It wasn't easy. And we put Finke on the 2024 witness list, which is Exhibit 5 to the memorandum that we filed.
Okay, why don't you move on to Ms. Malcolm?
Okay, and Ms. Malcolm, she was the receptionist. She no longer worked at that firm by the time that the litigation had started at that medical center. And Malcolm's identity was only discovered on July 28, 2025, following further investigation by defendant's counsel. So then we talked about adding her to the exhibit list, witness list, and she was added to our witness list. I think counsel's looking at me like I don't know what I'm talking about, but but I believe that she was put on our witness list. Yes. In July that we filed. There have been times when the court has referred to defendant's witness list, which omitted her, even though they knew of her. Plaintiff's August 9. Oh, I'm sorry. They actually had intended to call these 2 people as well. They did not identify them by name, even though plaintiff worked there and knew these people. She knew who Dr. Finke was. He intervened. She knew who the receptionist was. She worked there. Plaintiff worked there as well. Their August 9, 2022 discovery response identified as witnesses, quote, employees of doctor's office located near the scene. Then also, plaintiff testified in her deposition, which is Exhibit 4 to the memorandum we filed, quote, she is going to be bringing forward at the time of a trial people from the doctor's office. So these are people that she knew about, she didn't identify.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right here. In the chat, y'all going back and forth about HIPAA. What applies? What's HIPAA? What's not? Let's just do a quick Google, and let's just see what the AI for Google has to say. Who does HIPAA apply to? All right, let's just all get the definition together at the same time because I see so many people arguing. Let's just look it up and let's just read and let's just see. This is a summary from Google AI. I said, who does HIPAA apply to? It says HIPAA, or the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, applies to covered entities and business associates. Covered entities include health plans, healthcare, clearinghouses, and certain healthcare providers who conduct electronic health transactions. Business associates are individuals or organizations that perform functions or activities on behalf of or provide services to covered entities that involve the use or disclosure of protected health information. Covered entities, health plans. This includes health insurance companies, HMOs, company health plans, and government programs like Medicare, Medicaid that pay for health care. Also, healthcare clearinghouses. These entities process non-standard health information into a standard format or vice versa. Healthcare providers. This includes doctors, clinics, hospitals, psychologists, chiropractors, nursing homes, pharmacists, and dentists, but only if they conduct certain healthcare transactions electronically. Business associates include service providers, data processors, billing people, consultants, legal people, technical support, IT or record storage, important notes, using using electronic technology like email does not automatically make a provider a covered entity. The transmission must be in connection with a standard HIPAA transaction. HIPAA also applies to hybrid entities, which are organizations with both HIPAA covered and non-covered components. Let's say, does a security guard working at a building that has a doctor's office recording violate HIPAA? All right, so this is more specific to, I guess, what you guys are arguing about. And my question was, does a security guard working at a building that has doctor's offices recording violate HIPAA? So this is just a summary from AI. It says, generally, a security guard recording in a building that contains a doctor's office does not violate HIPAA, as long as the cameras are in public areas like entrances, hallways, and waiting rooms. However, a violation could occur if recording captures protected health information, PHI, or if the guard improperly handles PHI. When recording does not violate HIPAA, the law applies only to covered entities, healthcare providers, health plans, and healthcare clearinghouses and their business associates, service providers, and providers who handle PHI on their behalf. Security guards are not typically considered business associates unless their job duties directly involve handling PHI. A security guard recording is unlikely to be a HIPAA violation under the following circumstances. Cameras in public areas. Video surveillance is generally permissible in public spaces such as waiting rooms, entrances, and hallways where there is no reasonable expectation of privacy. Incidental disclosure. If a patient's protected health information, PHI, is incidentally or unintentionally captured on a recording, it is generally not a HIPAA violation, and incidental disclosure cannot be reasonably prevented, is limited in nature, and results from an otherwise permissible use or disclosure. It says a security guard's recording could lead to a HIPAA violation under certain conditions. These state audio recordings. While video in public areas is generally acceptable, audio recording is often more restricted and may be illegal depending on state law. In California, for example, recording audio requires consent on all parties. Location of cameras. Placing cameras in private areas such as patient examination rooms, bathrooms, or changing rooms would be a clear invasion of privacy and a HIPAA violation. Improper handling of recorded footage. If a security guard or their company accesses, views, or shares recorded footage containing PHI without a legitimate reason, it could be a HIPAA violation. For instance, a violation would occur if a guard posts a clip of a patient online. A business associate agreement exists if the security company is a business associate of the doctor's office. They would be legally required to follow specific HIPAA safeguards. The doctor's office is also responsible for ensuring any third-party contractors like security companies protect any PHI they may assess. Now, from reading that, it sounds like it was not a HIPAA violation. If you're walking into a building that you are likely to be public, they're not sharing her medical information. They're not going over, are you pregnant? Are you not pregnant? Do you got this? Do you got that? Is your coochie itching? Is your pH off? Like, it's not disclosing those type of personal details, all right? So, based on what I just read, if a security guard records her walking into a public entrance where she does not have the expectation of privacy walking in and out of the building, to me, from what I just read, it does not sound like the security guard violated HIPAA. Now, if the security guard set up her phone and had her phone recording when Cardi B walked into her private doctor's visit, and she, recorded her private information that was expected to be private just between her and the doctor, then that would constitute what seems like a HIPAA violation. Now, whether the security guard acted professionally or unprofessionally, that is up for debate. And unprofessional sounds more closer to the description of what happened versus violating HIPAA. Okay, so we can say that it was unprofessional to record her walking in because she was supposed to be working, but the proper term of a HIPAA violation does not sound like a correct term based on what I just read. All right. So, so let's see if let's watch one more testimony. Who we gonna watch? Y'all want to watch the mama testify or the grandmama? I think the mom and the grandma testimony looked like it was a little short. We could watch their testimony, and then anybody that I missed, because I think there was a couple other people that testified outside of the mom and the grandmama. We'll watch the mama and the grandmother, and then we'll be done for the night. All right. So, let's pull it back up.
All right, Ms. Penney, if I have another witness to call. Sorry? Another witness?
Yes.
Your Honor, plaintiff is calling Imani Ellis's mother as the next witness.
Does she have a name?
That's right. Ms. Schmidt, what's the first name? Leanne Schmidt.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Schmidt. Go ahead and raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Leanne Schmidt, Leanne, last name SHMIDT.
Great, thank you. You may take this seat. Please watch your.
All right, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Schmidt.
Good morning.
You are Monty Ellis' mother?
Yes, I am.
You gave birth to her, correct?
I did.
She's not adopted, is it?
No, she's not.
Okay. And how many kids do you have?
I have a total of 5 kids.
This lawyer be asking some of the most off the wall stuff. She's not adopted, is she? Like, what? You asked her, was that her mama? Then you asked her, did she birth her? She said yes. So then why did you need to follow up with, she's not adopted, is she? She already told you that she birthed her. What's not clicking, sir?
She's the first?
Imani is the eldest.
Did she live with you up until a certain period of time?
She lived with me from the time she was born until she was age 19.
Okay. Did Imani Ellis, during her time with you from 0 to 19, ever have one fight in her life?
Never.
Did she ever assault and batter anybody?
Never.
Did she ever hit anybody?
Never.
Scratch anybody?
Never.
Did anyone hit Imani Ellis in those 19 years?
Never.
I just want to know a little bit more about you. What do you do for a living?
I'm a licensed phlebotomist, currently working for Keck Medicine of USC.
And what is a phlebotomist, for those that don't know what it is?
The phlebotomist is a Greek word meaning a person who extracts blood from a vein via tube to vein.
And do you work in a medical center or hospital?
Being that Cardi B has diehard fans, I feel like they should have redacted exactly where she works, or she should have been prepared not to say the exact location of where she works. I feel like that's a little bit on the scary side, being that, you know, these celebrities got fans that will dox you. They will try to make your life a living hell based on the information that they can find. And I just feel like her exact location of work, I feel like, you know, maybe the jury should have been able to hear it, but I don't know. I feel like that's a little much. But anyways.
I work at Keck USC School of Medicine. It's a outpatient laboratory.
Okay. You work for the university?
Yes.
Okay. As far as, are you aware of the facts of this case?
Yes, I am.
And what is your understanding of it? Why are we here today?
Objection, hearsay. Assisting.
Do you have any information about an assault and battery that occurred to Imani Ellis?
Objection, hearsay. Counselor, unless she was there.
Were you there?
I was not.
Were you there in spirit?
Of course.
Okay. What is your understanding about your daughter's profession in 2018? What was her profession, to your understanding?
Objection, hearsay, lacks foundation. I'm not sure where this is going, counsel. Why don't you move on?
Was Imani Ellis a security guard from 2014 to 2018?
Yes, she was.
And how do you know that?
Objection, hearsay. Overruled.
You may answer.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. Was Imani Ellis a security guard from 2014 to 2018?
Yes, she was.
And how do you know that?
I was there when she went on her interview, not physically there, but she did notify me of the interview, and she notified me of her hire date.
Okay. And was her plan to continue in security and law enforcement?
Objection, hearsay. Why don't we move on to what she knows, not what she was told?
Do you know if Imani Ellis was interested in being a police officer in the future?
Sustained.
Did you notice some
What
changes
does
in
a
Imani
police
Ellis
officer
after
got
this
to do
incident
with
of
it?
February 24th, 2018?
Yes, I did.
What were the changes that you noticed?
I noticed changes in terms of a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and just her general well-being has changed dramatically.
Were you advised, we'll strike that. Did you notice after the incident that Imani Ellis had a scar to her face?
I did.
And where was the scar?
The scar was located on the left side of her face.
And after she left your home when she was 19, when the incident occurred, she was approximately 25 years old, correct?
She was, yes, correct.
So in those 6 years where she didn't live with you full time, how far away was she, and did you see her on a regular basis?
Objection, compound.
I would see her probably maybe 2 to 3 times a week. We would visit frequently, yes.
Okay. And in those 25 years, did Miss Imani Ellis ever, to your knowledge, sustain a scar on her left or anywhere on her face?
Yes, she did sustain that scar. I visibly saw it myself.
No, I understand, but my question is, aside from the incident, I guess the question what I want to know is, do you have knowledge if Miss Imani Ellis, your daughter, sustained this scar from somewhere else?
Objection.
Something else outside of this incident?
No.
Do you have any information for that?
If there's an objection, please let me rule on it. The objection's over.
So your understanding is that the scar to her face was caused from this incident?
Objection. Max Foundation calls for speculation. It's hearsay.
Sustained.
How do you know that the scar was to your daughter's face was caused by this incident?
Objection.
She
Maybe and the same other rules.
Overruled.
You can answer.
She did notify me and called me right after the incident, telling me that she had been scratched in the face and spit on.
Okay. How long after the incident did you go and see your daughter?
She
Or did she come to you?
She actually came to visit me, I believe, later that day.
Okay. Did she look upset? Was she crying? What happened?
She was hysterical, upset, crying, just upset throughout the whole situation.
And was your daughter a fan of Cardi B before this incident?
Absolutely.
Sustained.
Were you a fan of Cardi B before this incident?
Yes, I was.
Are you a fan of Cardi B now?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Sustained.
When you said that your daughter was spit on, did your daughter tell you that? Did you see that? How did you learn
She
that?
called her mischaracterized as a testimony and calls for hearsay and Max Foundation.
Aside from, I'll start that. Are you aware if your daughter had any car accidents?
Objection. Calls for hearsay. Hearsay and Max
I withdraw the question. Were you advised that your daughter had a car accident in 2021 and 2023?
Objection. Hearsay and Max Foundation.
Sustained.
Do you know if your daughter sustained injuries in any car accidents?
Objection. Max Foundation.
Sustained.
Earlier, you testified that your daughter had contacted you after the incident. Did she call you over the telephone?
She did.
Okay, and if the incident occurred around 1:30 p.m., how long after the incident do you believe she called you?
I would say about 30 minutes after she called.
Could it have been a shorter time?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Could it have been a longer time?
Objection. Speculation.
Sustained.
How did you come up with 30 minutes?
Based on around the time that she called, it was like a little bit after, right away after the incident. And so my speculation is 30 minutes.
And when she called you, was she crying? Was she yelling? What was she doing?
She was hysterically crying, upset, just overall just could barely get it out. She was so upset over the ordeal.
Well, what did she tell you?
Objection. There's a assistant.
Just so we're clear, your daughter is now 32?
Correct.
In these 32 years, have you seen your daughter fight physically with anybody?
Not one fight, not even in school.
Okay. Would you consider her a peacemaker?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
You can.
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Imani is a very compassionate person. I believe that she has very good. She has very good character in terms of having a sense of sensitivity to others and how they feel.
Do you know what Imani Ellis does with her time now as far as work?
Objection, lacks foundation, hearsay.
Do you ever speak with Imani Ellis about her current profession?
No, not really.
And if she's currently somewhere in the medical field, is that correct?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation, and subject.
Earlier, you testified that Imani Ellis was spit on. Where did you learn that information?
Objection. Assistant. Sorry.
Have you ever seen Cardi B before today?
On television.
How many times?
Too many to count.
More than 5?
Yes.
More than 50?
Objection, relevance. Assistant.
When you saw her in television, isn't it true that her nails are always very long?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation, and relevant. Assistant.
Does if you look at the defendant now, you see her fingernails?
Yes.
Would you consider those short, long, or medium fingernails?
Objection.
Short.
Lacks foundation.
Did you, when you saw Cardi B, did she ever have fingernails that size?
No, they were always very long.
How long?
2 to 3 inches long.
So what you see now is not normal, correct?
Correct.
No further questions.
All right, promise. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Schmidt, just a few questions. You love your daughter, right?
Absolutely.
And you're here to help her, right?
Yes.
And you believe her.
Yes.
And you believe her even if you don't need evidence to believe her, do you?
I believe her.
Okay. Were you aware that when she was, when this happened, 2 days after the alleged incident, that your daughter wrote her boss and admitted yelling and cursing, well, yelling at Cardi?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Objection, hearsay.
Are you aware that your daughter, in an incident report to her boss 2 days after the alleged incident, admitted to her boss, to her supervisor, that she had gotten into a screaming match with Cardi and had yelled at Cardi?
Objection misstates the document.
Are you aware that your daughter apologized to Allied for her misconduct that day?
Objection misstates the document.
Are you aware of that, ma'am?
I was not involved in that conversation, so no, I was not aware of that.
And were you aware that in her report to her boss 2 days after the incident, she instead claimed that Cardi had scratched your daughter's nose?
Again, I was not a part of that conversation, nor email or text, so I do not know.
Okay. All the questions I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Read it right?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Actually, I don't have any questions.
All right, any questions from the jury? All right, can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thanks for coming down, man.
Thank you.
All right, does plaintiff have...
That's the first time I heard that. I've sat in on civil cases and I've never heard the judge say any questions from the jury. So I guess because this is a state civil case and not a federal civil case. But yeah, that's interesting. He said, any questions from the jury? Child, what they good? Child. I don't know what I was about to say. I would get sleepy. All right, we're going to listen to the grandma and then I got to go to bed.
Have another witness to call.
Yes, Your Honor. Plaintiff calls Diane Schmidt. Can this witness stay here now that she's testified?
If she's not going to be recalled.
She's not going to be recalled.
What's that?
She might be recalled, yes.
Then no.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will get her now.
Make sure you guys hit the like button if you have not already. Let me speed this up so that she can get on the stand.
Thank you. Please have your That's fine.
Right there.
That's fine. Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record, please?
Diane Schmidt, D-I-A-N-N-E-S-H-M-I-D-T.
Great, thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch your step.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Schmidt. You're Imani Ellis's grandmother?
I am.
You live in Las Vegas?
I do.
And what did you do for a living before you retired?
I work for City National Bank.
For how many
Here
years?
in LA.
How many years?
Probably 12 years, 13 years. I retired from there.
Okay. Did you, you are, I'm sorry, straight. On how many, what type of basis would you see Imani Ellis over the last 8 years or so?
She tries to come see me every month, unless business takes her elsewhere. She's there almost every month.
What if we go a little further? When she was born in 1992 up until the present, you saw her regularly?
I saw her every week. Every week. In fact, when she came home from the hospital, she came to me. Her mother was sick. She was sick for a while, but she came to me every weekend, her and her other sister.
And you were involved in her day-to-day activities, her weekly activities?
Sometimes when she asked or whatever.
Did she ever get in any fights, to your knowledge?
Never. She was always the mediator. She always tried to keep things calm. She has 5 brothers and sisters. She's trying always to keep it. She's the eldest, so.
Do you consider her a peacemaker?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
What is your understanding of how she got the scar to her face?
Objection by foundation.
What is what?
Foundation and hearsay.
Do you know how Imani Ellis got the scar to her face?
Objection, last foundation, leading.
Sustained.
Are you aware that Imani Ellis was assaulted and battered in 2018?
Sustained. Counsel, let's just, again, focus on what she knows.
Do you know if Imani Ellis was ever assaulted?
Yes, I do. She called me almost after it.
What are some of the changes? Well, strike that. Did you notice a change in Imani Ellis in some point in her life?
Well, after this incident, she was depressed. She was really disappointed. I think she liked Cardi before the incident, and she was shocked that she was reacted that way. And she just was depressed. And every time she relived it, listening to her music on the radio, and it was kind of she couldn't really avoid it. So it affected her because she couldn't make it right.
And the incident you were just telling us about, when approximately did it happen, to your knowledge?
Well, it was right after my birthday, but it was, I don't know what the year was, but it was a long time ago.
When is your birthday?
February 16th.
If I told you the incident happened on February 24th of 2018, would that refresh your recollection?
Yeah, that sounds pretty clear. I don't know, is it 2018?
Yes.
Yeah, that's about right.
And you noticed a change in your granddaughter after 2018?
Yeah.
Right after your birthday?
Yeah.
Did you see the scar to Imani Ellis's face after February 24th of 2018?
Objection, last foundation, leading.
You can answer.
I can't? Yeah, I did. She was, she's a pretty girl. She wants to maintain her face, and it was like it damaged her face.
She is giving such a grandma testimony. She giving definitely grandma testimony. But somebody in the chat asked where I'm from. I'm born and raised California, Southern California.
Face, and she was trying to make that right.
All right. Now, let's take it from birth, 1992 up until February 24th of 2018.
Okay.
In that time period, did Imani Ellis, to your knowledge, ever sustain a scar to anywhere on her face?
Not that I know of.
Did you ever see a scar during that
Never.
time frame? And after this incident on February 24th of 2018, you with your own eyes saw the scar to her face?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Okay. And when she got plastic surgery from Dr. Mulliken, did it improve?
Objection, last foundation.
You can answer.
Yeah, he was actually a very good surgeon. He covered it very well.
And it is still present now a little bit, correct?
Very slightly, but she's lucky.
No further questions. Thank you.
All right, Ross?
Thank you, Your Honor. Hello, Ms. Schmidt.
Hello.
My name is Peter Anderson, and I just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in. I take it you love your granddaughter, correct?
Yeah.
And you're here to help her, right?
Well, if I can.
Thank you. And I apologize for objecting. It's one of the things that I have to do in order to be a lawyer.
I understand.
But thank you. I appreciate that. And you don't need evidence to believe her. She's your granddaughter, right?
She either has it or she doesn't. I mean, you either see it or you don't.
Okay. You know she was employed as a security guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, but
That's a yes.
yes.
yeah, sometimes it's hard for the court reporter if someone says
Okay.
I don't know if I'm sleepy or if she was sleepy when she answered. Huh?
So you knew she was employed as a security guard, and you note that she was fired after the alleged incident with Cardi.
Objection misstates the testimony.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me go back. you knew that she was employed as a security guard, right?
Yes.
And were you aware she was fired?
Objection calls for speculation.
But
You can answer the question. Were you aware that she was fired as a security guard?
it was my understanding she was told that she was going to be fired.
Okay.
By Cardi.
Were you aware
Wait,
that
what?
at the time...
Wait. Grandma going off script. Grandma going off script. Oh. Ooh, child, this how you know I'm tired. Oh, Lord. Grandma going off script. She said, yes, bye, Cardi. Oh, shit. Whew. Oh, my Lord. Oh, after this, I'm going to go to bed, y'all. She said, yeah, I got this one. Go ahead. She said, go ahead. Hold my purse. She said, yeah, bye, Cardi. Whew. Oh, man. It's my bedtime. Hold on, let me go back. Hold on, where we at? 2:33? Whew. Hold on.
Hello, Ms. Schmidt.
Hello.
My name is Peter Anderson, and I just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in. I take it you love your granddaughter, correct?
Yeah.
And you're here to help her, right?
Well, if I can.
Thank you. And I apologize for objecting. It's one of the things that I have to do in order to be a lawyer.
I understand.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you don't need evidence to believe her. She's your granddaughter, right?
She either has it or she doesn't. I mean, you either see it or you don't.
Okay. You know she was employed as a security guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, what?
That's a yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, God. Grandma like, you see she get these jeans from me now. Child, you see. Grandma say, you see where she get the looks from. But that's not the part. We got to listen. I brung it back too far back. Let's keep on listening.
Sometimes it's hard for the court reporter if someone says,
Okay.
You knew she was employed as a security guard, and you know that she was fired after the alleged incident with Cardi.
Objection misstates the testimony.
Well, let me go back. You knew that she was employed as a security guard, right?
Yes.
And were you aware she was fired?
Objection calls for speculation.
But
you can answer the question. Were you aware that she was fired as a security guard?
well, it was my understanding she was told that she was going to be fired.
Okay.
By Cardi.
Were you aware that at the time, 2 days after the incident, she apologized to the security guard company for her own misconduct that day of the alleged incident?
I told you she's a person that tries to make sure everything is straightened out, so she apologized for what she saw as a disturbance, I think.
Were you aware that she apologized to the security company that employed her for her own misconduct?
Objection calls for speculation.
Did she ever tell you that?
No, I didn't discuss that with her.
Did she ever tell you that she told the company that employed her that Cardi scratched her on her nose, not her cheek?
Objection misstates the document.
She didn't tell you that, did she?
What?
She didn't tell you
just
that.
she was like, her finger was all over her face. So I mean, it could be land anywhere.
Okay, but you only saw a scar, you say,
On her cheek.
On her cheek. You never saw any scar on her nose, did you?
No, not on her nose. I didn't.
Did you notice a scar on her nose, ma'am?
No.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh.
And I think that's all the questions that I have for you. Thank you.
All right, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Are you aware that in the incident report that counsel asked him about, your granddaughter expressed that the defendant pointed her 3-inch acrylic fingernails into her face?
Objection. Outside the scope.
Are you aware in the incident report, which counsel represented that your granddaughter apologized, are you aware that she apologized for being belittled?
Objection. I'm sorry. Objection that this characterizes the document outside the scope.
Are you aware that she apologized for being called?
Counsel, I'm sure we established that she knows anything about that statement.
Do you know things about the statement, like the different words that were used against your granddaughter?
Objection. Hearsay. Argumentative.
Are you aware that your granddaughter was called the N-word?
Objection.
Sustained. Counsel, can I have anything further?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Do you have anything further?
Yes.
Yep. Whew. She said, were you aware that they called her the N-word?
If your granddaughter apologized, could she have been apologizing for her part of the incident?
Objection. Sustained.
Isn't it true that in every incident there's two parts?
Objection.
And people are responsible for their
Counsel,
side
she's
of
a
the
fact
street?
witness. Do you have any questions about facts?
Sorry, one moment here. That's all, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, can you recross?
I know, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, questions from the jury? You want to write that out, please?
Do it.
Child, I think that's all for the grandma. Or do they ask her anything else? Hold on, let me see. Oh, is this a question from the jury?
Ma'am, do you have an approximate time as to when Miss Ellis called you? Do you know the approximate time?
I really couldn't tell you.
Did she tell you how long ago on that phone call? Did she tell you how long prior to the call that it happened? Or in other words, should you say this just happened or it happened earlier?
Well, she called me right after.
Right after?
And she was humiliated, you know, so she
Okay.
was crying.
Okay. Any follow-up questions?
Did she during that call tell you that she was cut on her face by Cardi B.
Objection.
Assisting.
Yes.
Did she tell you on the call that she...
Counsel, the question was about the time. It's not. We're not going to reopen a new area of testimony.
Okay, Your Honor, I understand. Did she call you the same day of the incident?
Objection. Live foundation calls for speculation. Hearsay.
Overruled.
Your answer?
Yes.
And that was February 24th of 2018?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Ma'am, could you please give us the last 4 digits of your phone number in 2018? The number that Ms. Ellis would have called?
I had a different phone then. 818.
Do you remember the previous?
Wow.
What was the area code?
Area 818.
Any of the other numbers?
Objection, ask and answer.
I'm sorry, I really don't remember.
I probably couldn't remember mine, but thank you very much.
It took me a long time to remember the first new one.
Yeah, I know how that is. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, we may have to recall it.
Okay. All right. You can step down, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our lunch break. We're going to resume promptly at 1:30. As always, please do not discuss the case with anyone.
All right, so I think after that, this lady testified, and then Cardi. So we're only missing this lady right here. So we will catch her testimony on the next time that I go live. So I'm only missing one person's testimony or whatever. We'll get her testimony the next time that I cover this. Once I wake up, depending on what mood I'm in, I'm going to decide if I want to drive to LA or not drive to LA. If not, then I'll try to watch. If I don't drive to LA, then I'll watch this with y'all in real time. If I drive to LA, then I won't sit with y'all throughout the day. I'll just tell y'all what happened or whatever. I don't know. Which one y'all prefer? Me to sit with y'all and do commentary, or like just go there, look at the testimony, and then tell y'all what I saw? Let me know. But make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you are cool with an acquired taste. And make sure to visit my website, www.niquelaclaire.com. I am going to be putting a sale up very soon because everything must go. Everything must go. Okay, everything must go. We got to sell everything so we can get into this new phase. All right. If y'all ever want to donate to the channel, if you enjoy the stream, y'all know my Cash App is all the way over to the corner. Y'all can check it out right there. Y'all said be in the comfort of my home. Okay, that don't sound too bad. Okay. You said no need to go for this case, right? That's what I was thinking, Bree. I was thinking like, you know, when it's like criminal cases where it's like really high stakes, people going to jail, or you know what I mean? Not those type of cases when like it's a matter of jail, no jail, stuff like that. I do like civil cases too, but I don't know. I am like, before the trial concludes all the way, I'm gonna try to at least see the jury make up and go one day. But I don't know. I'm gonna see how I feel. And then we'll go from there. But all right, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. And did y'all watch Love Island season 7 reunion? I watched it yesterday while I was taking out my weave and washing my hair, blow drying my hair. That got me through that. And it was a hot mess express. There's a lot of content that's going on. Did Dr. Umar lose the school yet? We haven't talked about Umar on this channel yet. I be talking to my homeboy about it every day. We talk about Umar, but I'm like, damn, I haven't talked to the Night Owls about Umar because I be cooking his ass. In my personal life, when I be talking to my friends, I be cooking him. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I gotta start like, I'm trying to get like on a roll of consistency. Okay. When I came back from covering the Diddy trial, it was so much going on, so much chaos, cracktivities outside, explicit details inside, influencer clicks, beefs, rumors, all kind of stuff going on. It was a lot on a day-to-day. So when I got back home, and then now I'm sitting in front of my computer, I'm looking at stories, I would literally research a whole story. And then after I'm done researching, I'm like, I don't feel like talking about that. So it's been an adjustment. And so now, and that's another reason too why I'm like, do I want to go to the Cardi B thing? Because then it's like, damn, is it going to throw me off of my feng shui of being consistent? I don't know. But anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Y'all let me know if there's any stories that y'all want me to cover. And if there is, and you saw like any receipts that go along with the story, send those in too. All right. I'll catch y'all on the next one.